I do.
I do.
Are you started yet?
I've been recording
Oh,
I'd be down
good.
to I'd be down to play Arma again too.
When are we starting?
about a minute ago.
We're already going live.
Nobody wants.
Hello?
Did you get the
There's
memo?
no
Already
intro
live.
song.
Where's the intro song?
Theme song.
The most important part of our routine is the entrance.
Yes, absolutely.
Frank, what the hell are you doing, man?
That's my character. I'm the trash man. I come out, I throw trash all over the ring. And then I start eating garbage. And then I pick up the trash can and I smash the guy on the head.
Oh, that's gonna be a disaster.
No, nobody's gonna get hurt.
There it is, okay.
What's the new
There
theme
it
song?
was.
There it was. It just played.
And it was. That
It's
was
done.
it.
It's done. It's played.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 2 of the Team Trashcast. Today is June 8th, 2018. We are literally one day before E3, which is what we're actually going to be talking about tonight. With me, as always, is my good friends. Oh shit, I'm not prepared. I'm sorry, Mom.
Start at the top.
David. We've got David, we've got John, Alex, Trevor, Redwolfo, and of course my good friend John Winzer. Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
This roster is too stacked. I'm gonna say it right at the beginning.
This roster is too good.
No, it's stacked. It's too many
Not
people.
Too many.
Well, good thing we're gonna add more people.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have one person join us later on.
Special guest.
Special guest, don't spoil it.
Special guest.
What's up, Forum?
What's up, from
Special-
special guest Alex Perkowski.
Phil Fish.
He was the first person to like and subscribe.
What's up,
Our first
Forum?
fan. He's
Yeah.
now on the podcast.
How is it
He's our
on?
resident.
How is it?
He's our resident Paradox Games expert. Paradox Interactive.
He's our
That's all
resident
the
big
ins and outs.
baby.
Yeah.
No, me Paradox expert, me.
Oh.
So who do we have new from last time?
Let's see. Trevor was here. Windsor was here.
John
I was
Cox.
here. John Cox. Introduce
Cox
yourself for all the new fans.
On Cox.
What games do you like?
How many games?
What games do I like? I don't know.
Games have you been playing recently?
What do you mean you don't know? What game did I get you started
What-
playing?
Let's see, I've been playing some Arma 3. We started that up again.
Yuck.
I've been playing some Hearts of Iron 4.
Yuck.
Wait
Yeah.
for the new expansion pack. Hopefully offering some good naval combat. And I just recently bought Battlestar.
So
I got-
would
what-
you?
I gotta
Go
say
ahead.
something. You have some fucking trash taste, son.
Honestly.
I was gonna say, what's it like to be
I-
just a
I'm
big dumb
That was
nerd?
mean. Holy
How's
shit.
how's postscript?
Is that how you treat your podcast guests?
What? Calling
Yeah.
them trash? Calling them the
What
name
is
of the fucking podcast?
What is this?
I guess you're right. We're all trash.
It's
Who do you
true.
think we are?
I'm sorry, I'm your local casual gamer expert.
Thank you for burping too.
Casual games like Arma and Hearts of Iron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah, I only
casuals.
play casual games like this grand strategy game that takes at least 100 hours.
Farmville?
to get into, and Arma, where if you press the wrong button, you accidentally fucking kill.
Sounds like
everybody.
you're
You
bad.
throw a grenade on the ground.
Yeah, Ryan, sounds like you're just bad at video games.
I'm bad at video
You
games.
pressed it
That's why I don't want to play
press
Arma.
the G button.
Oh, what's the G button do? Dies immediately. Cool. Well, today, the idea was we're going to be talking a little bit about E3, which obviously starts tomorrow with the EA conference, and then we've got
What's up, gamers?
Ubisoft. Yeah, I can't wait. What's that one guy last year, the influencer, who almost dropped the racial slur during the Need for Speed part? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
What,
I know
what
what
was
you're
his
talking
name?
about, man.
You don't remember that part?
But I don't
I
think
don't
anyone
remember.
knows what you're
Maybe he
talking
didn't
know.
say that word, but he...
I don't quite know what you're referencing.
Oh, we should watch a replay of that. It was really
Okay.
good.
Almost.
I only
Sure.
remember
Yeah,
that
on
guy
the
who
screen.
hated the Oscars.
Well, that's true
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And
do
that
you
was at
remember
the Game
French
Awards.
guy who made.
Oh, that's right. That was the Game Awards. That was even sooner.
What did he even make again? That weird prison game?
Yeah,
I
he made,
forget what it's called.
Oh, A Way Out.
yeah,
oh, yeah.
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 And he was
the guy-
like either
he was-
drunk or high or both. He was just.
he was,
He was having a
lead.
grand old time.
He's like, it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be the best game. You won't believe it.
Yeah,
How
but
does
that game actually turned out pretty
conversation?
well, so...
Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard it was a decent game.
I've been told that
Video games.
actually sold like a lot. Like EA probably, I think they expected it to sell nowhere near as much as it did, but I don't know. So we've got
with the streamers.
right. We've got that coming up this week. A little bit of news. We're gonna be talking a little bit about Bannerlord, which is never coming out, and two
it's
games actually
coming
that
out.
are never ever coming out. Bannerlord and Star Citizen.
Don't you
Both of
say
which
shit like that?
have gone the way of Bayonetta 2 and are never ever coming out.
I'm
Alright,
pretty sure
there's-
Source isn't actually is not
We'll
coming
get
out
into it later,
ever.
but there is proof that Bannerlord will come out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, is there?
Yeah, is there?
It's coming out.
Is it in your dreams?
Don't worry!
Did you
Believe
see
it when I
in a
see it.
vision?
Yeah.
Something of it.
Paradox emailed me directly and they said, "Yeah, don't worry. Get on your podcast with your 6 friends and tell them
We
all
have
that it's
some
actually coming."
exclusive information feed.
Yeah.
Wait, where's Paradox from? Aren't they Swedish?
Yeah, there's
Hello.
Definitely
but
Swedish.
Joe Worlds is from Turkey.
Oh, good.
So they're both Eastern European. The same place, isn't it?
Everyone said I could tell you this information.
I don't know. I failed geography.
Yeah, I didn't go to school.
I failed geometry also. So
Yeah,
Feel it life, bro.
good.
Why I stream video games for money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I failed. I
I'm a
failed.
professional streamer. My chef career didn't take off.
I failed at life. That's why I play video games for a living now.
this is why I'm here.
It's true.
Please support me.
Please like and subscribe to
Yeah.
the podcast
Please help me out.
so that we can split
Consider
this 8
becoming-
ways, and so we can
Consider
each buy one
becoming
single
patrons on
pepperoni.
Patreon.
Yeah. Patreon. that
I'm using
doesn't
my degree as firewood right now. Please help.
Yeah, me too.
Your
Mine just
degree
sits there and looks
underwater
pretty on my
basket.
wall and laughs at me every time I walk in. Excuse me. Alright, before all that shit, because I don't care about news yet, tell me, gentlemen, what video games have you been playing this week? I want to hear.
Let's start at the top. How about you, Dave?
Yeah.
Davey
What have you
boy.
been playing? What video games?
I haven't really been playing any games all week, but I have played Siege with the new update. It just dropped yesterday. I haven't touched the test server or whatever, but we got to play some of it yesterday, and I got to auto lock the.
Yeah.
I got to auto lock
Yeah.
Alibi the entire time
Yeah, because
God.
nobody has it.
because nobody
I
has
have
it.
You too. And then you too.
Yeah, it's true. As soon as we ponied up the $30.
I loved like trying to figure out how to set up like tricks.
Right.
To just leave her little prisms to see if they're like peeking around corners or whatever. And it seems like every time I always got someone to be tricked. Especially if I put like punch a hole in some wood and just leave it there. They'll see the gun poking out and go, "That's it. It's my kill. It's my kill."
Yeah, she's definitely like an interesting. Like when I originally saw her kit, she reminded me a lot of like Ella, kind of filling a weird roamer role almost a little bit, where you can set up like ambushes with those prismas. And I've been told, like I've seen her shotgun in action, and it's insane. At least for like
30
clearing
30
rooms.
round magazine.
Yeah, it's a little obsessive, but I haven't given her enough time to see like if she could potentially.
That
fill-
shotgun is honestly the most fun I've ever fucking had.
Uh,
Where I just
Fair.
instantly spawn in and I'm just shouting which wall needs to go.
yeah.
She also has impact grenades too.
Fun.
So like if you take her,
She does. I don't know.
Yeah, if you take her primary, her AR.
I never saw him.
I never
Yeah.
looked because her secondary.
Only grenades I ever threw made a person come out of them.
Yeah,
Her
That's
secondary
true.
is a revolver shotgun, which is just. I actually was using that to keep people away from me more than the actual primary.
Yeah, so the 2 new operators, their pistols are insane. Like
Pretty good.
87 damage. Like I know I played yesterday because I got absolutely schooled on some stupid play that I tried to make, but like that's insane.
Every play.
That's true too. That's like two body shots at like a reasonable range.
I heard the pistols shoot spaghetti.
Yeah, no, they shoot
Yeah,
pizza.
Straight
No,
raw.
Operation Pizza Pie,
Burns
everybody.
your face.
Pizza pie.
Operation
No,
Pizza
one of
Pie.
those pistols shoots like 73 damage or something.
Yeah, it's a little insane. I don't know.
Little shotgun shells, dude. It's
That's
ridiculous.
true.
What's the damage for the shotgun?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. Probably enough.
I don't know. I fired too many rounds and like people.
It doesn't matter.
I don't
how
pay
much damage it
attention.
does because it
Do you
shoots faster
suspect
than
they'll
this.
nerf it?
No, no, I don't. Right now,
Go ahead.
right now, both of them seem to be pretty balanced. It wasn't like the last operators where it was like, oh yeah, Finka needs to be nerfed. Oh yeah, they need to be nerfed. And
They didn't nerf Finka. They nerfed Lion because red light, green light got a little insane.
oh yeah, well that's true. They didn't
So,
really.
so in your guys' opinion, do you think they got it straight this time?
They're alright.
It's hard to say right now. Like I've played maybe 4 games with Alibi.
I mean, let's be real. You'd be able to tell us if you were online more often.
It's true. The real reason Cox actually is here is so he can play Siege with us after.
It's
It's the only reason.
Distracted.
It's like I gotta steal a spot.
That's the only reason why he's on the
Steal those early
podcast.
spots so I have the moral high ground.
He's like, if I suck up and be on the podcast, maybe they'll let me in.
We'll
No.
see, Cox. We'll
Joke.
consider.
I'm sorry, my girlfriend doesn't let me play video games anymore.
Oh, rest in peace.
Sounds like you don't need a girlfriend then.
Video games can be your girlfriend.
Says the 30-year-old virgin.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Ooh.
He's like 28.
You know I'm not a virgin. You were there.
Oh no.
Cut that out, please.
Let's not talk about this.
Cut that
on
out,
air.
please.
You're the one
Okay,
editing it.
Cox.
Talk about the
Cox, you
days in
already
the
said what
army.
Video games you've been playing. How about you, Bennek? What you been playing?
So I played Siege a little bit last night. I've been getting actually back into Warframe again because don't say that. No, Warframe is like, I don't know, I've been finding myself more attracted to games that I can kind of just put music on or put a podcast on and then play, like not have to like super think about.
Casual
when I play
games?
Siege, it gets
Explain the
all-
difference between that game and Destiny to me, because they seem very similar, both in their like art style and sort of what you're doing. Like a little bit.
Like from a gameplay perspective, Warframe
Obviously,
is
one's a first-person shooter, but
yeah, Warframe's a third-person, like a third-person shooter with like an emphasis on a lot of melee combat and moving really fast. Like think of it like ninjas in space, kind of, but your ninja also has like magic abilities.
right. But it's basically an action RPG, right?
Yeah, kind of. Not a lot of like the RPG elements are like what guns can I equip and like you
Yeah,
get mods
it's
to
like
equip
it's like a
those.
shoot and loot or whatever.
Yeah, kind of like it mixes elements
Like a-
of
like a
Diablo. A little
Diablo,
bit.
yeah.
Not so much as like I would say that Destiny is definitely much more in that aspect, but I mean that's kind of a
I have a
different
question to
can of
ask
worms
about
right
that
now.
about Warframe.
Yeah.
They added open areas. Is that similar to Destiny? Because I feel like that was kind of the direction they went. Because I know originally the game was like a dungeon crawler, and now they seem to be like, oh yeah, we added open-ended areas. What's the deal we have?
Yeah, so the meat of the game, at least where I am right now, and like I haven't put a lot of time in this game. I'm probably like still within like the much older content or like something like new player stuff. Right now, it's a lot of just like going between these individual worlds and kind of going through missions that like there's an objective in each mission, but each area that you're in is like a tile set that's been kind of randomized a little bit. So the emphasis definitely isn't on like progression in these stories for the most part, at least where I am right now. It's more like what crazy crap can you do to like focus on the combat and like leveling and like stuff like that. But like they've kind of shifted towards like there's this new open world zone, Plains of Eidolon, I think, where it's more or less a lot like kind of how Destiny approaches it, where you can get quests from some person in the town, and then you go out to this world, and it's almost got like a little bit of a Horizon Zero Dawn thing going on, where like there's like roaming packs of like bigger enemies that you could fight, and even like world bosses. So maybe a little bit of WoW mixed in there. But it seems like the direction they're kind of going right now is focusing more on kind of these like vignettes or like fancier missions outside of like just creating new warframes and weapons and stuff like that, and then pushing you back into those randomly generated missions. So it's definitely a good way to kill time. Like I find myself just like throwing an hour away, kind of just running around doing missions and stuff like that.
Okay.
All right.
All right. What about you, Peach Coom, aka Alex? Hello.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
dead.
Taco
What
time.
games have I been playing? I've been playing
Yeah.
a lot of video games. Don't really have anything else to do. So
Happy graduated college. Welcome to the rest of your life.
College.
I have a job, still playing a lot of video games.
Welcome to menial life.
I'm playing City Skylines right now, and
Right now.
I have Hearts of Iron 4. A lot of game time on that. Playing some Siege, playing some Squad, playing some Overwatch. Video games are fun. Okay.
No.
next.
Okay, but that's great and all, but tell me about your addiction to Fortnite.
Oh yeah, Fortnite. We have a troubled relationship.
You played it for 8 hours yesterday, didn't you?
I go.
You guys call me Cat.
It's his job, dude.
Yeah,
It's my job in Fortnite.
Yeah, so what? You making
So what,
money
I
playing
make money
video
playing
games?
video
I don't
No,
think so.
no.
Play
I
competitive
stream
Call of Duty.
I stream Warframe.
This
I don't make any money.
19-year-old makes money playing video games.
Hey, man,
no.
If Ninja can do it, you can do it.
Ninja gets
How
fat
can your
paychecks.
child make you fat cash?
It's true.
Makes fat Twitch checks.
All you have to do is spend money.
New American dream, dude. You're gonna send your kid to Overwatch school. You're gonna become a pro Genji. Just live off that for the rest of your life.
And they're gonna
Oh, yeah.
lose to all the Koreans that are really good at that game.
Yeah, you adopt a Korean orphan.
Gonna have a seminar on pressing Q.
Pressing F to pay respects. Trevor, what games are you
Me. Let's see. What have I been playing? Obviously Siege, as everyone else has been saying. Been playing a little bit of Dark Souls still, keeping that up. And other than that, been kind of getting back into Overwatch. It's still Overwatch.
Disgusting.
I am actually interested in some of the new features they're gonna add. They're gonna let you queue up with give you a feature where you can find a group where you can actually make a team comp outside of the game, so you'll always have like at least some tanks and some healers with you. And also they're making Symmetra the most powerful character in the game, so
Yeah,
I'm interested to see what that's like.
I'm honestly can't believe that they remade that character for like
What'd
the
they
third
do?
time.
Dude, what didn't they do?
Yeah.
They got rid of shield gen first of all.
Yeah,
They're
I
getting
got
rid
rid
of
of shield
shield gen.
generator. She shoots her turrets across the map.
What?
There's only 3 of them, but they're more powerful. So she can shoot them across the map. Her teleporter is on her E now. She can place a teleporter. It's sort of like a Reaper Shadow Step sort of thing, where you see it. And she can place it, and a teleporter appears where she is. It lasts for about 3 seconds. You can teleport as fast and as many times as you want between both ends. Like anyone can. You just walk up and press F. Pay respects. And her ult is a wall, is a barrier that has 5,000 HP and infinite in size.
It's insane how big it is.
What?
It is
Yeah.
infinite in size. Yeah, it's a wall. It's a wall of shield that has 5,000 health.
It's gonna make Overwatch great again.
I guess. I
I
hate
guess.
that character with a living passion, but
At least her beam doesn't lock onto you anymore, though. So that's
yeah, I hate that. I think that's dumb. Redwolfo.
I'll be short. I'm playing a new, not necessarily new. It's been out in, I guess, alpha or whatever. But Tab G, totally accurate battleground.
Yeah, wasn't that free recently too?
It is. I think it still is.
Cool.
As of
So
June 8th.
compare it to PUBG and Fortnite.
It's a very gimmicky game. You know, you got the whole thing is that your character is like a constant ragdoll.
Yeah, that's what it
So
is.
you just control a ragdoll as you move around. So aiming is really hard. Shooting at people is really hard.
And also,
but
instead of having a parachute, you just sort of slam into the ground, right?
You can, I guess, just get launched.
I was actually watching some videos and I'm very interested in getting it myself.
It's actually really
free.
fun.
It's free.
It's free.
Oh
It's
yeah,
Download it right now. Yeah.
It's free real estate.
it's free.
It's
real
really,
estate for you, Jim.
it's pretty fun.
It's free real estate.
Not
I've
PUBG.
enjoyed it more than PUBG. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Like I liked PUBG,
Sure.
but after a while, it just got kind of stale.
I would agree with that.
It was PUBG.
'Cause the only
Yeah,
people
it-
left
it
were
got
the
old.
only people left were the insane Chinese guys who knew exactly where all the SKS spawns were, and they managed to get an SKS with a silencer in the first 5 fucking
Eldorados.
minutes.
I just
Yeah.
think
Didn't you wear the Eldorado?
I just think it
Eldorados.
took itself too seriously. Like it tried to be almost too serious.
Pro
And
League.
that sucked a lot of the fun out of it. I feel
That's
like.
Honestly,
exactly
what
why I
Fortnite did
like
right. That's what
Honestly,
Fortnite
I
did
agree
right.
with that because you have the dev years ago who said, "Oh yeah, modding is going to be a big thing with this," and then it never came. And the reason why it never came is simple because they started seeing the money.
That's true. I guess maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hasn't there been like a huge decrease in players after they filed the lawsuit against Fortnite?
No, it was more like a
Uh,
decrease in players because Fortnite's eating their lunch, just flat out.
It's
It has
true.
nothing
I mean,
to do
I'll
with
be-
the lawsuit.
I will be honest with you. I'd rather play Fortnite.
No.
At this point,
It's
yeah.
deeper.
'Cause they
It's
haven't-
literally deeper game.
It's
No.
more fun.
Well,
I
yeah,
think
it's
that's just-
deeper. I just don't like the gunplay. The gunplay felt
It feels hale.
Yeah, I don't like.
No, the netcode just felt not good enough. Like when I played it, just having people that were sliding around, that were kind of janking around, and I'm just like, how can you expect me to do the bunny hopping attacks, and just not be competitive?
Sounds like you're not building on kids, dude. Oh hey, it looks like we got a special guest coming into the channel soon here.
Yeah, we'll get to the special guest shortly.
We got one boy left.
Winzer.
Yeah, Winzer. Your video game of the week history.
I haven't really been playing a whole lot of video games. I've been playing RuneScape recently. I've been getting back into RuneScape.
Oh boy.
And other than that, I mostly just play RuneScape when I am doing work, or I want to multitask, because it's a really easy game to multitask.
I have a very specific question about RuneScape.
What you got?
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. You're asking me, dude.
You must smoke a lot of weed.
Because I know you've been playing RuneScape lately, and it's just one of those games that I'm just like, when I think someone's playing RuneScape, I always picture that same dude when I was in college who was in the library who installed RuneScape on the library's computer, and he would just stay there, and he's playing it on the library computer, and he's wearing fingerless gloves, and that's all I can see. That's all I can see.
Is he
That's
is
Winzer.
he just
That's Winzer.
playing? Is he just playing RuneScape, or is he
literally
not doing
Winzer.
anything
And it's
else?
it's
Growing up in Laredo, Texas, baby.
No, this was me. I was in military science at the time, so I was awake at 5 in the morning to go run, do PT, and we get out at 7. And when 7 rolled around, sometimes I went to the library to do homework. And I would go in, and immediately, the first person I see is him, alone, in the library, at the labs, just playing RuneScape.
David, you gotta respect the grind, alright? You gotta respect the grind.
Fucking money, farming runes or something, and sold it all.
I basically just do Slayer.
What?
I just been doing Slayer and leveling combat skills. Other than that, I've been playing Hearts of Iron with my boy Alex.
RuneScape to fight.
I only play RuneScape to troll.
I've stopped playing RuneScape recently because one of my Slayer assignments is to kill green dragons, and you can only do that in the wilderness. And every time I go, I get PK'd. So I'm just a babby, essentially.
Quick question.
Yeah.
How many people are still playing RuneScape?
A lot,
all these
actually.
years.
There's actually a really sizable community on
Venezuela.
07scape. I only play old school.
All of Venezuela.
Brazil.
all the countries that are
really go
economically hungry.
No, I mean, I don't know. I couldn't tell you how many people are from Brazil. I'm sure there's a sizable chunk from Brazil.
I do have a question, a very important question.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
No, I have a better question. Have you bought a GF yet in RuneScape?
And how much?
Those days are all over. I did buy a GF when I was a wee lad.
Oh my
Those
god!
days are over. I got
No.
a girlfriend now, Sonny.
What
Buy a
happened?
GF
Look at me,
for
boys.
2K.
Did
2K.
she ever
My
reveal her
roommate.
true identity?
One lobby.
My roommate's been getting into Elder Scrolls Online again.
Oof.
Oh, oof.
Poor
I
man.
don't really know anything about it, honestly.
Downward spiral.
I just hate MMO.
We'll save that. We should do an MMO themed episode where I just fucking rant about all the MMOs that have come out over the
I'll
years.
talk about how much I hate MMOs. Just
Me too. I
You
hate
played
them.
wrong.
I don't have the patience to farm.
I've never played
That's
an
my
MMO.
thing with MMOs.
no, I might. What? What?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, perfect segue. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll
Yeah.
be right back after.
Pizza break.
Took
And
you
we're back.
3 years. Okay.
That was the longest break of my life.
I want to die.
We talked about anime over the break. I'm not even kidding.
Fuck, I forgot my beer.
Alright, speaking of things that aren't cool, Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord
Yeah.
is never coming
Calling in,
Oh, so
calling
much
in our
vodka.
resident Paradox game expert.
Yeah, John Winzer.
Alright, my name's John Winzer.
Yeah, that game isn't coming out. You know what game also isn't coming out?
Don't-
Victoria 3.
Oh, okay.
Shut up, nerd.
Crusader
We're
Kings
talking about
3.
Bannerlord.
It's Bannerlord news.
They are.
Yeah, well, you said Paradox Expert. All right, you know what, Bannerlord. It's a good
I'm
game.
stripping
It's
of
gonna
you-
be a good game. It's
I'm
gonna be
stripping
like
you of your
Warband.
title. You are now the Paradox Surf Alex, please tell me about Bannerlord.
Okay, so I'm sure the link will be posted in the description. But to briefly review,
Sure.
Where do you think you are?
I just laughed at that.
Bannerlord just had a recent Q&A, that's question and answer for
Thanks.
you
I didn't know.
acronym challenge people
Who hired this guy?
about
Wow.
animation. They talked to the animation guy, and well, guess what? They got camels confirmed inside Bannerlord.
Wow,
Camels have
exclusive.
been confirmed.
Exclusive.
They're not only horses, but they're also camels, and they're animating the camels.
Wait,
And it looks
wait.
This game looks
Wait.
great. It looks
So,
ready
so
for
you're telling me
release.
they have camels?
Anyway, more information will be at Gamescom coming in July, so I'm sure we'll talk about that some more. Stick around for all your latest Bannerlord news and updates.
All right. New weekly segment on the pod. It's the weekly Bannerlord check.
It's the Bannerlord update.
Bannerlord update.
Bannerlord
And every
update.
week it's just like
I check every week, so you'll know.
You'll know.
This week was camels. Next week is
dogs. Hopefully.
Dude,
Dogs?
they
That
add
was
dogs into
pretty
the
cool.
game.
you get to ride
Really render
wolves.
dogs.
They got a really interesting recruitment system they're building in.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about it.
So
Can you have serfs?
So when you go into, it used to be you'd recruit from villages across Mountain Blade Land, but now you go into towns and you talk to local notable people, and they give you certain troop types to recruit, and you can do missions for them to increase.
Oh
their
my
opinion of
god.
you,
Okay,
and
we
so you
get it.
More.
We get it. You're a big nerd. But
Okay,
this is,
but
like, interesting.
how
I
big of a
hope-
castle?
Probably
can
the
I
best
siege?
game ever fucking
Please
made, so
stop.
shut the fuck up.
Can we just cut that section out?
Honestly, Warband is probably the best game ever made. Nobody would do it the time of day.
I will like. I did get like an itch to play Mountain Blade the other night as I was watching.
I remember how
it's
bad
got,
the
like,
campaign
a
is.
It's like the only game in its genre.
It's true. It is something unlike
something
anything
special.
else. It is.
it's very unique. That's for
I
sure.
mean, like, we joke about it, but I'm pretty sure that everyone here has put at least
Yeah.
60 to 100 hours in at
Some of the,
least.
some of the most fun
I
we've
had
ever had was
948
like,
hours
for me
of
like
Mountain
that
Blade
ever
Warband.
again. I'll fucking kill you if you ever try to say that I play Mountain Blade that much.
We've got a special guest, my good friend and...
How many guests do we
secret-
got?
We got a lot of guests today. My good friend and secret lover Jake Dyer is here.
Secret lover.
Oh, here it is not a secret.
It's not a secret to the people I talk to.
Not a
Before we talk
secret
about
in the
Bannerlord,
Snapchat
Jake,
group.
Tell
Yeah.
me what game you just played.
Yakuza 5, baby!
Yeah, Yakuza
I
5.
beat it yesterday. I bought the $90 edition for Yakuza 6 and I haven't played it yet.
Alright, Jake, the question on everyone's mind, did they actually punch each other? At the end?
Yeah, they did. I think every boss
It-
fight
okay,
in this game
there
says
needs-
that
there
they're
needs to
punching
be-
each other.
There needs to be
Okay.
there needs to be a
Just outwills
segue into
the
this.
other guy.
So all yesterday, all I'm getting on Snapchat is just from Jake Dyer, just constant pictures of these two guys, these two
Shirtless,
sweaty Japanese men on
with tattoos.
on a roof or in a street. I don't know, but they're just like
on a roof.
they're looking very angry at each other, and I don't know what the hell is going on.
But it's anime.
So the
That's
point
Yakuza,
is, the
baby.
question we're posing him is, did they finally fuck or punch?
Yeah, no, they punch.
But
There's
yet
no
you don't
fucking-
see them punch. You don't see it. It's so disappointing.
As
They-
someone who's played
No,
through
no,
the
no,
Yakuza
so they
games.
cut away. Let me explain real quick. They cut away and they cut back to
Look, don't spoil it, alright?
your ward daughter who's giving a
And he's
concert
spoiling it.
performance as
What?
a Japanese pop idol. And she talks about her dreams for a little bit, and while the music is playing, it cuts back and they punch each other.
How good is the Yakuza games? Because I'm sitting on Yakuza 0, and I've
Very good.
never
Zero's-
played.
Zero's the best one.
Really? Ooh.
Yeah, it is.
I've been sitting on that since maybe Christmas, and I just haven't touched it.
What is the genre?
Yakuza.
Action
Like a life
RPG
game.
lifestyle game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You just
What do you-
punch each other?
What do you
just-
want to do? You want to
Japanese
punch a girl?
Pokemon. That's
You want
the
a slot
genre.
car race?
You can
wanna
go
punch
bowling
things?
and win a chicken, and then the chicken can manage your business.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Has
God.
I've always
anybody
wanted
heard
that.
of the like weed growing sim, where like you start a
Weed
weed
shop?
empire? Yeah, is that what it's called?
There's like a shitty early access
How did we
Unity game.
segue?
Where did we get this from?
It's like Lemonade Tycoon, but for weed.
Yeah,
What does it have to do with Yakuza?
It's called a weed shop. I think.
What does it have to do with Yakuza?
I'm not fucking talking about Yakuza. I'm talking
Special
about
guest
weed
Alex
shop.
Kandesky.
Do Japanese
it's
people
called-
even
it's
smoke
called
weed?
Weed Shop 2.
He's just going into it. What the
So
hell?
Weed Shop 2 is a first-person recreational marijuana dispensary simulator.
Are you reading the description?
What are you getting?
Expand your business, hire employees, and much more. Dude, this looks sweet.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna pre-order it. I'm gonna
as
play
well.
it.
I'll
Fight
flip
this
her.
guy.
I'll become a
Almost as good
Weed
as
Shop
House
2
Flipper.
master.
Who booked this guy?
I thought he was the. I thought he was the Mountain
What?
Blade expert.
Now he's the weed shop
He's
expert.
also the weed shop
Shop 2
expert, dude.
How do we go from Mountain Blade to Yakuza to
He has-
Tycoon?
He has multiple
Yeah, our
degrees.
segues are pretty awful.
That was horrible. All right, moving on to the next one.
Hot segue, coming in hot.
Sorry,
Cox wanted to talk about Star Citizen, and I actually want to kind of talk about Star Citizen.
I
too.
don't. I just.
I'm
That was
interested.
segue.
I want
Okay,
to
we
talk
need,
like
about
10
it.
minutes
No,
on
no,
the
no,
front.
no.
I want
Let's.
to talk about it.
It's my segment,
Let
Dad.
me, okay, go for it, Cox. Go for it. Explain what Star Citizen is first of all.
Alright, so Star Citizen was supposed to be my
No,
salvation.
no. Not supposed to be.
My salvation.
What? Where did this come from? Where did Star Citizen come from?
I would like to say that David did introduce me to Star Citizen.
Shut your mouth. Shut your goddamn mouth.
GTA in space.
It's
GTA in
that's
space.
basically what it is. It's GTA in space, but you add on more trading. It's supposed to be this amazing universe.
Supposed to.
And this was all started in 2012. We're in fucking 2018, and the game's still in alpha.
Okay. So the thing is, in 2012, they had a Kickstarter for this brand new space game from Chris
Space
Roberts.
Sim.
Space Sim,
Space
yeah,
Sim.
from Chris Roberts. And Chris Roberts has been making games like Freelancer, shit like that. He's basically buddies with people like Mark Hamill. So Mark Hamill's actually going to be in Star Citizen. So it's like, I see this, I'm on board. I'm like, hell yeah, this is cool. How much to get on board? $40. I'm in. $40. Here's my $40. 2012. You're gonna be. This game's gonna come out 2014. Cool. I'm cool with that. I showed it to John Cox. John Cox is like, cool. I'm on board too. He throws $40 at it.
No, I threw 150.
I'm getting to that.
Big mistake.
I'm getting to the mistakes. So we both get in for the bare minimum price at first, and then we upgrade. John Cox goes in for $250, and then I go in for $250. So between us, we have $500 synced into this game.
Oh.
Q in a couple years ago, I think about a year ago, they have a, hey, we need more money. We're selling plots of land on these planets that don't exist yet. And me, I'm like, you know what? I got $100. I'll take two, $50 each. So now I have $350 in this game.
Yeah,
Needless to say, I have upgraded my ship.
We're not done. And then John Cox upgraded his ship. What did you upgrade? How much did your new ship cost?
It was another $150, and I upgraded to Constellation, which is one of their starting frigates, or not frigates, but trading. It's a big craft.
Quick
Quick question.
No.
What is wrong with you?
No.
Yeah, get him.
What is wrong with you? Why do you spend money in a game that isn't even released yet?
Because I believed in it.
Yeah, whatever.
Jokes on you.
So
Just
was
like
it always?
Bannerlord.
Wait, was it always supposed to be? Because you were saying it's made by this guy who just makes space sims. Was it originally just supposed to be a little shoot 'em up like
Originally,
pilot sim?
originally
or
it was
like-
supposed to be like a trading space sim type of thing.
Think
There's-
of Elite Dangerous, but actually getting out of your ship. That's kind of what it was supposed to be.
Okay.
But it,
Well, Elite Dangerous is released and it's an actual
Yeah.
game right now.
That's-
so-
but now we're in 2018, and
Hold
now,
on, Cox.
oh,
You're,
okay.
I feel like hold on. You're skipping some major points.
Okay.
The main difference between the two was that for Star Citizen, it was supposed to be the players make the economy. Elite Dangerous, everything's fucking smoke and mirrors. Everything is like driven by AI.
like real life.
It's driven in the background and shit. It just doesn't matter. For Star Citizen, it was supposed to say, okay, your ships can be multi-crewed. You can get off. You can walk around. You can float around in space. You can do all these other stuff. You can jerk each other off. Whatever you want to do. And it started ballooning into that where they're like, oh, okay, we're meeting stretch goals. Wait a minute, we're making a lot of money. Let's keep adding stretch goals. And I don't even know how much they've made now, but it's gone to the point where it almost feels like they have to fuel that just to keep their own company afloat.
They had like $150 million raised just from Kickstarter.
Just from Kickstarter, yeah, they've gone way over. Right now, they're still sitting as the #1 Kickstarted item ever.
Yeah.
That's insane.
They have an office, pretty big office down here in Austin.
Yeah, they have an Austin overseas as well in I think Britain.
Yeah, London.
Yeah.
And one in Germany too, I think.
They're currently at $187 million raised.
That's just from
Goddamn.
Kickstarter too. We're not even talking like investments from outside parties.
And we're
That's
not even
true.
talking about game sales when it comes release. Like, this is
If
when, yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good scam artists. I'm impressed.
And,
I will.
Better than
they
Daisy.
got my money.
we're not done yet. We're not done with the
Yeah,
ultimate Star
we haven't
Citizen
even
scam.
started yet. Yeah,
we
go
haven't
ahead.
started.
Alright, go ahead.
this
So-
is the end?
So now, boys, they recently came out, probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. They have a $27,000 tier where you get all the ships, you get everything you need to start Armada
How much
and
money?
everything. $27,000.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
And
And-
hey, I'll take one Toyota Corolla, please.
And what people are saying is this is like you're paying to cheat in the game.
No. It gets even better. To be able to purchase the $27,000 bundle, you need to have paid over $500 into the game already.
No, they raised it to 1,000.
Okay, you need to have at minimum $1,000 sunk into this non-existent game already.
Got him.
Jake, are you good? You're like going insane, and I'm just hearing pops over here.
Okay.
Take that.
Okay.
I'm just trying to
okay.
think of what kind of fucking neck beard says,
can tell
man,
you."
I really want a spaceship.
I do.
Hey, I can tell you, we've got
I
two
had
in the
hope
chat
in
right
it.
now.
Yeah.
I want a fake
Well,
spaceship.
the thing is that the alpha they've already released, what me and John Cox have played, we've enjoyed, and I've had fun with it. And I'm like, there's something there.
Aside from the bugs.
Aside from the bugs, if they could get this shit working, I really like, because there was a point in the game where I'm transferring between the space station and this random point, but I accidentally knocked myself out of hyperdrive, and I knocked myself out of hyperdrive next to this planet that you're not supposed to even be near because there's no point to get there. You good, Jake?
That's not me. That's I'm not gonna say his name out loud.
No, that's you.
But
No,
that
it's-
is you.
That is you.
Jake,
I
you're
like
popping hard.
We got some technical difficulties.
We're having some audio
You say you're
difficulties.
popping something.
Play the music, the technical
He's
difficulty
popping.
music.
Making popcorn?
Do you want to mark a time where we are? right now, so you can edit this.
Yeah, it's a current time
We should be around an
43.
hour.
43.
43. Yeah, that makes sense.
It keeps happening.
Are you fiddling with something, Jake?
Oh.
Is your
the top.
microphone
Next to
plugged in all the way? Is your microphone plugged in all the way?
You got a fan going into your microphone?
moving around.
You have an
Little
angry
fan on.
wasp inside your
Very
microphone.
swag. Very cool. Okay. I think we're good.
Alright, it seems like
I
it
think it
stopped.
stopped.
Okay.
Hey, stop
All
the
right, we're
beeping.
back. We're
Beep.
back. We fixed Jake's life. He's now currently dead.
He's now a happy man.
Nope, that
No,
hurt
it
it.
happened.
What hurt
Keep
But
it.
it's more rare now. It was going off earlier.
it? Jake, are
It was
you alive?
popping off, you could say.
Yeah.
Shut up.
What?
Yeah, Winzer, you can't say that.
Yeah, sorry, I'll be sure not to say that.
Can't say anything with the P.
I'm gonna change my name to
Okay,
Pussy
I'm
'cause
gonna take this
popping.
opportunity.
Oh,
Hey, that wasn't me that time, that wasn't me.
Don't worry, we're still editing this. Jake Dar's still.
Jake is still
We're gonna
going
fix
at it.
We can
Segue
fix all of
topic.
this in post.
No, I can't.
Talk
You
about.
Just cut it out.
We just cut it out and we put a giant
Okay, Jake just muted himself.
elevator
Wait,
music in there.
wait. Guys, I have a really specific question about Star Citizen, though.
We're not back
Wait,
yet.
What is
We're not
wrong
back
We're
with-
not back yet. Settle down.
Oh.
Settle down.
Oh,
Me too,
okay. So let's add a. So are we gonna talk about E3 after this?
Yes.
No.
No?
We're at 43
Yeah.
minutes.
We're gonna
Are
start
we
doing
gonna
a
talk about
speak-
E3?
It's 43 minus 10, so we're only at like 30 something.
better.
Okay.
We should be okay now. No, we're good. We still have we still have like 15 minutes in which we can talk about what else, and then we're gonna move into.
Okay,
E3
okay.
after.
I think we're ready to come back.
Hang on, I'm gonna wait for Jake to unmute himself.
It's never gonna happen.
Unless maybe Jake turn on push to talk.
It just seemed kind of random, you know?
Yeah, it sounded like electrical feedback with your mic. With your mic. With your mic.
Bennek.
Shut up.
Are we good?
That was slimy.
Hey, we're gonna start in like 3.
Wait, no,
2,
I need to hear him. I need to hear him talk.
Say some words.
That's not a word.
Very good.
Okay, let's just say we're back now.
That's some good words. And we're back from the technical breakdown that was jinked out.
Okay, so let's go back to Star Citizen. So what happened in the game was I pop out of hyperspace and I realize I'm not in a place where I need to be. And I see in the distance there's this little white light just fucking zooming by, and I'm like, that's when it clicks. There's no instances between where I'm warping to. Like there's other space games, specifically Elite Dangerous included, where you go from instance to instance. You're going from like
System to
system, planet to planet, whatever. But it's always like these loading screens that you kind of like that are hidden, but they're there. For this, it wasn't there. It was actually like you are in a system and you can basically go where the fuck you want. And that's what makes me go, this is why I backed it, and this is why I hope to God they don't just run off with my money.
I would love for this game to come to fruition, but
I would also like to give some secret information. I mean, yeah, me and John Cox both backed it, but there was a third person in this podcast. Yes, it is you.
I already said that I bought a $30 ship.
It was a $40 ship.
That wasn't clear, but yeah, I know I totally bought into that. And then I tried to boot it up, and my computer almost exploded.
That's the other thing. It's really like not optimized. But whenever they do an optimized pass, it's amazing that like, oh wow, you just shaved off, like you just added 3 more frames, and now I'm at 6 frames.
Yeah, I'm worried about that game because it runs on not Unreal, is it?
Lumberyard.
It's
CryEngine.
No, it's the CryEngine.
They changed it. Well, they changed it to Lumberyard. That's a whole thing.
Lumberyard is only an offshoot of CryEngine.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't that
Amazon? Because Amazon bought CryEngine and they turned it into Lumberyard.
You can still use CryEngine though.
Yeah. It's Lumberyard,
but Star Citizen is on.
Shit, that's right. I forgot about that.
And there was a separate
2016. Jesus.
Yeah, there was a separate lawsuit.
There's like some whole to do. Everyone was like mad about it or something. It was on. It used to be on CryEngine, and they ported it over to Lumberyard, and people were like upset.
The only people that were upset was Crytek, because they were getting money from every time they were using it, so it was like it was a licensing fee. So when they jump over to Amazon, well, the licensing fee money now goes to Amazon, because Amazon has their own license to push out their own version of CryEngine.
Here's the thing, I watched like a 45-minute like breakdown of this entire debacle, and this was like back in maybe 2017 though, so obviously some things have changed. So Chris Roberts, God bless his stupid soul, to me he's someone who is a really good idea person, like a Peter Molyneux, but needs someone to keep him in check and be like, no, Chris, we can't fucking do this. So the breakdown that I was watching, like, the speculation is that Chris Roberts picked CryEngine because it looked really, really pretty, and CryEngine does look really, really pretty, but
like it does best.
The scope, right? That's what it does best, is look pretty and be a first-person shooter. The scope at what like Star Citizen as a project like became got to the point where like Roberts Space Industries was hiring people from Crytek to like hack this engine to work with their game.
Yeah, you're correct.
For like oh god, like,
because the basic thing about CryEngine is they had to hack out the water level. Like there was a base level of water where water has to exist in CryEngine, and most people get around it if they don't want water. They just set it to like some obscene low number, and you just never see it. For this one specifically, like I said, it's not an instance. You are in space, and it is an entire system.
Yeah.
Where's the fucking water gonna go?
In space.
In space, exactly. So it's gonna have to just drop as low as it can go. So the thing is that with the hyperdrive, you can eventually maybe see it. It may take a couple weeks, but you'll get there. So basically, to bypass it, they had to get Crytek on board just to say fuck you.
Yeah, and then they switched to a proprietary second-party engine that's basically CryEngine, but
they switched to the exact same engine, so porting it was like easy. But I think the reason
I
why
mean,
they,
I guess, yeah.
I think the reason
I'm
why they
confused about that too. Like Amazon bought Crytek or something.
they didn't buy it.
No.
They licensed out their own version of the engine.
They basically said, "Hey, we want to take this, but we want to make it."
Basically, they did that so that way that they can get a licensing fee from other
And that's
people
what
who want to use
Starship
it.
is using right now.
Yeah, they're using Lumberyard, so their money is not going to to Crytek. It's going to Amazon, and then Amazon turns around and gives their own separate fee. But the problem is, Amazon is licensing this engine to hundreds of developers. So instead of giving out like multiple different fees to Crytek, they're giving just one fee for their use.
I guess. Like they're probably making still just an assload of money.
Oh no, absolutely. But at the same time, I'm glad they did it because Crytek always came off to me as a little fucking incompetent. Because all they ever did was just make tech demos. They make tech demos.
Yeah, like the every time I feel like I play a game that's in CryEngine, it's either it runs like a stiff FPS game at like 30 frames per second or less, or it's just like an unoptimized piece of shit. CryEngine
feels to me
with Crysis 2. That was it.
CryEngine feels to me like as if you like it feels like a game that you need to turn off VSync, but after you turn it off, you realize it's still on.
Yeah, because it's so stiff. God, playing it's so bad. I mean, I guess like it to me it feels like the opposite of Source, where Source is very much like low res, not pretty, but runs like fucking butter on any machine.
It can run on toasters.
Yeah, and feels good to play too. I don't know.
You can make Source look pretty.
You can,
especially new Source.
You can. I would love for this game to be good. Don't get me wrong. Like the idea of like flying around in my own spaceship, kind of doing a Eve / Elite Dangerous thing, like totally sounds cool. But
if and when this game comes out, I'm cool with it. But I spent this money so long ago, and I spent it when I was poor and in college, that now I'm like, I make enough money to just not care.
To forget about it.
But at the same time, if it ever comes out, I'm gonna be the first fucking person to download it. I'm gonna download it day one.
Yeah, I mean,
but
it seems cool.
It goes back to like we get so hyped for games and then we're just disappointed at the end.
I'm not. I'm just fucking nihilistic now, Mister. Let's talk about John Cox, who bought No Man's Sky.
I mean, that would be a good investment now. Yeah,
I mean, buying No Man's Sky when it first came out, I'm gonna punch myself in the dick for that. But now, since I don't know what they've done with it, I don't know what the fuck they've done with it.
There's been a lot of work that's been put into.
It's been what, over a year?
Thank you, Bennek. It's been almost a year and a half since the release, and now it's the game that it was supposed to be.
Well, that's the thing.
A year and a half later.
Now that the main guy, fucking Sean Hall or whatever, is gone.
Sean Hall?
No,
he's talking about he's talking about Daisy Dean Hall.
Close enough.
Another game that fucking just shit the bed. Daisy.
I mean, he just smashed up 2 scam artists, so
he did. He really did.
So, like,
who's the main guy who did
No Mean
Murray? Yeah, who did
Sean Murray?
Yeah,
Sean Murray. That's right.
I honestly do not have any beef with Sean Murray.
I do.
Like, I don't know. Coming from like a advertising and marketing background,
Bennek,
this game
Ryan.
definitely failed because Sony got its little fingers into it.
Ryan, you have Sean Murray on TV saying, "Hey, yeah, you can do this," and it's like, are you going to be able to see other players? Yeah, but it's not gonna. There's too many. It's too big of a place. It's like, no, you literally said you could find a player and you could see him.
But how much of that was marketing and how much of that was Sean Murray?
No. There's a difference between marketing where it's like, oh, it's a subtle jab. We're like, oh, like I said we're the best, but we're the best in this district. But no, he literally said
he blatantly lied.
He blatantly said,
look, his game.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is like how much of that was Sony and how much of that was him.
But that's the thing. Does it make it any better? Like the ethics of it?
Well, yes, because I'm going to direct my hate at somebody else.
No, because he could easily have said, you know what, this is fucking wrong.
Yeah, and then broke contract.
This is him being complicit. This is no. It's not really. You can't break contract if you're telling the fucking truth. There's a difference between marketing. There's a difference between marketing and just blatantly lying about your product.
So I will say this: like I'm not defending what that game was at launch by any stretch of the imagination, but I would say that if you spent, like, if you could get that game for $30, maybe even $40 these days, like, it seems like a
Because
pretty valued product at that
I
point.
would say $40 right now. The state the game is in right now, it's worth $40.
I mean, thinking about it, I agree with you in a way that how much of it was marketing. The marketing assumed yes there will be multiplayer on release, but the day of they were still toying that there was no multiplayer.
It's true. I mean, there was that like backlash when people were like,
There was like
this does not.
You had Brazilian copies of the game that had a sticker on the back of where multiplayer was, and they put a sticker saying single player. you had that going on.
Well, because there's that one debacle, it was the really bad thing when two players were like, hey Sean, we went to the exact same place in world and didn't see each other, and then he immediately tweeted, wow, just heard that two players met in the game for the first time, so incredible. And I was like, Sean,
That's not what happened.
not what happened.
Yeah.
He's like, wow, it's so incredible.
I can't believe it.
I understand where all these arguments are coming from, but it's like I don't have any resentment towards the guy. Like, he seems too genuinely, I don't want to say nice because that's not right, but like I feel like he kind of got taken advantage of a little bit.
He was Todd Howering us.
Yeah, except the problem is like he works for a tiny little indie studio where Todd Howard works for, you know, one of the largest publishers in the world.
Wait, how do you feel about Rocket Hall?
Don't even bring that guy up.
You're saying he got strong armed by Sony?
I honestly, like, the vibe that I got from everything about that game leading up to its launch was, why is this tiny little indie title getting a AAA treatment in, like, the marketing realm?
I did see it at E3 for, like, 4 years.
Right, I mean,
before
like,
it actually even came out.
This entire story of, like, I feel like the, like, expectation should have been set that this is still an indie game, and that it shouldn't have been priced at $60. Like, I think that's what killed it. Like, if we would have gone in knowing, like, yep, this is going to kind of be a nice little indie darling title that's maybe $30, $40 on the high end, and it's going to come with all this stuff, like, people would have been fine with it. But, like, they kind of stepped on their toes and said, hey, this is a multiplayer game, you can see all the people, and it's going to cost you $60 fucking dollars. That's insane. Like, I don't see that game at launch being worth $60. I barely see it being worth $60 now. And, like, I genuinely want to play that game. Like, if I could get it for $20, hell yeah, that seems like a good spend of my money. But
they have sold it for $20. They sold it for $12.
Oh, I know. But I'm saying, like, now, with all these, like, new releases, which, like, I didn't pull anything up, but off the top of my head, like, we're talking about multiplayer base building and economy, new ships.
I mean, yeah,
we're actual things to do.
We're getting things to do, but even then, like, the actual scope of what they were doing originally is still not there. It was kind of like, they fucking just were like, you can find two empires fighting and you can join a faction and you can influence a civil war, and that just never happened in game. Like, that is a quote that happened from Sean Murray talking about his game.
Right.
And it just...
I think they've actually made a stride in the form it is now. They've made a stride to correct their mistakes.
I think what exists is a good game. But the thing is that the game that is there and the game that was sold are not the same.
Right.
And you're right. You're right. Yeah.
No, good talk. All right, we're gonna take a short break, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about E3, which stands for eggs.
I'm gay.
Dude,
I've been told.
I need to get rid of. I need to get rid of some of this vodka in this fucking cup. Oh,
Drink it.
Half
Team Trash, man.
I'm going to get another dose.
Half the cup is vodka.
Drink it.
What is wrong with you?
I was in my kitchen.
Can I ask you a really specific question?
No, I was in my kitchen. I was in my kitchen shouting, two shots, and then I'm just dropping it in there.
2 shots.
2 shots of vodka.
And
my roommate yells, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah, what's wrong with you? That's my question.
And now, 2 shots. Glug, 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 glug.
Everyday pump. Every
I
time
don't
it's
wanna.
pump.
I don't want to listen to that next song. Okay, that's good.
Amen,
All right.
sister. Welcome back to the
Welcome back to the Team Trash.
I really wish that everybody at home listened to
He's
our
a
20-minute
boss.
20-minute conversation we just had about trip pants. That's actually not what happened. It was
That's getting cut out.
It was strip pants.
It was really bad.
But what is
really
trip pants?
Anyways, so we've got E3 starting tomorrow at 12 a.m. DST, God's time. I don't care about anybody else. I don't care about your times.
Wow.
But
okay.
Central Standard Time.
Yeah,
God's
Central
time.
Standard Time, the only time that actually matters. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna talk about what we think is coming up at all these conferences, because there's actually a lot this year. It feels like more so, I guess, one more than usual. Square Enix has a conference on, I believe, Tuesday. Or no, just kidding. On Monday, which is weird because they haven't had a conference in like 5 years. But I guess they got some stuff to show, which we'll talk about. Anyways, we've got everyone's favorite EA starting tomorrow at noon. I seriously hope it's as much of a shit show as last year's.
I want them to randomly plug Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes for 30 seconds and then act like it never happened again.
The only person I know that actually plays that game too. No, I hope that, like, here's my, like, if this happened, I would die. What's his name? The evil villain-looking guy who is, like, the CEO.
The guy who looks
Bob.
like the guy who's Ocelot's voice?
Yeah, the guy who actually kind of looks like Ocelot. He walks on stage and he goes, Battlefield 2! And then there's a ton of just boos! And then they kind of make, like, a snide joke about, like, loot boxes. And then in the same conference, they announce a game that has loot boxes.
No, but it's not Battlefield 2, it's Battlefield 5, because it went from 1 to 5.
No, it's not 5, it's V.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
V will come
V has come too.
V has come too. So, EA conference, predictions, thoughts.
FIFA.
We're gonna get a race.
FIFA.
We're gonna
More
get.
FIFA.
We're gonna get sports. We're gonna get a racing game. We're gonna get shooting games, and that's it. And BioWare
is gonna try to convince us that we care about Anthem.
No. BioWare's gonna
try. Go ahead.
BioWare's gonna convince us that their brand is still viable.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
This
After they squandered it on Andromeda.
So filling everybody in who doesn't fucking know about this, BioWare is going to try and put out a third-person, I'm just going to call it a Destiny-like game.
Clone.
Open world, multiplayer,
Use the word clone.
space fantasy with loot game.
I will not be happy until you call it a Destiny clone.
It basically is a Destiny clone. That's kind of the vibe that we got, at least.
But jetpacks.
With jetpacks, I guess we don't really know much
With
about...
jetpacks and Master Chief armor.
Right. The idea behind the game is basically like, hey, what if we had a space game that had classes that you got loot and you leveled up in?
You were kidding.
And I don't see this going well for that company, especially after they killed Mass Effect.
Apparently the game's already had a lot of development problems.
I think
and they've delayed it.
Okay, here's my predictions revolving Anthem. I think the whole reason its creation was going to happen was simply because they wanted to have something that was a revenue stream. And with the whole loot box thing in the past couple of months, past year, whatever you want to call it, they're realizing internally that this isn't viable anymore. So they're panicking, which probably goes into what Redwolfo said, that there's a lot of internal issues. There's a lot of probably conflicting ideas of where they should go with this because they just don't know. Because let's face the facts, EA and BioWare essentially don't innovate anymore. They go the safe route. They go the route that everyone else has paved because they're a corporation that needs to keep that revenue stream going. And they will really, if BioWare falls, they're not going to care because their revenue stream is so massive with other games and specifically smartphone games. What was that shitty Star Wars game? These idiots?
Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Thank
What
you.
about sports? Sports games.
And sports.
And sports games.
Sports just sell. It can be
Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes made $13 million last month.
That does not surprise
Sports
me.
just sell because everyone needs.
Everybody plays FIFA. Everybody plays FIFA. Yeah. I mean,
FIFA? You got the FIFA? You got the FIFA. You got the FIFA.
That we weren't being racist.
No.
That's not
This is literally what me and John Cox have to go through every time we're visiting Laredo. That's where we grew up, and that's what we hear day in, day out. You got the FIFA? You got FIFA. You don't play FIFA. Fuck you. You don't play FIFA.
You're a casual gamer. You don't play FIFA.
I don't, like, I honestly, like, if this game does not do well, I see this as the death of BioWare. I mean, whatever is left of BioWare.
Just be another one. Just be another one. Bites the dust for EA. Dude.
They're not gonna die. Their brand is gonna be retired, and the rest of the company is gonna be absorbed into whatever's left.
I don't. Well, I mean, like, I think that brand could die. Like, EA is notorious for
How many
acquiring companies and then killing them.
That's why the brand will die. However, the people who made it will just be absorbed because they're not gonna fire them.
Is it even the same team that made
No.
like the good BioWare games
No.
at this point?
Because the people who made the good BioWare games were people who had actual stake in the company. So when they got bought out, they all got fat paychecks and left.
I mean,
because that's how you do it.
Cannot blame them.
That's how you do it.
After the night, I honestly think Dragon Age 2 is like the turning point for BioWare.
It was. It absolutely
Everything
was.
before that, pretty good, if not the best. Dragon Age and Dragon Age Origins, like the first one, is still one of my favorite Western RPGs. Dragon Age 2 sucks.
Believe it.
Dragon Age 3.
It was.
It's not terrible, but it's not.
It certainly was a game.
It was something. It was like take the idea behind Dragon Age and throw it into a very consumerist, like easy to digest model. Whatever you got going for you.
So Microsoft?
No, I'm not done. I'm not done talking about EA.
Wait, no? Okay,
I'm not.
okay.
We haven't even touched base on fucking sports games.
Good burp.
Which is probably going to be, I honestly think maybe 10, like 50% of this conference.
It's probably going to be 50%.
Yeah.
If not, around that at least. I mean, we've got FIFA always hot.
You got the
Well,
FIFA?
I mean, FIFA and Madden makes EA all their money because like everyone in the world like plays FIFA essentially.
Every American plays Madden.
Sports games are such a scam. What do? They just change the player on the box every year.
As someone who plays MLB The Show, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you can
introduce me to MLB The Show, David.
You've got the truck stick now in.
What's wrong? What's wrong with you, David?
I like MLB The Show. There it was.
Like, get the
You
show,
heard
we'll
it.
play together.
I don't know. I mean, sports are obviously going to be a big thing. I really hope that they have more influencers in their presentation because that's kind of what they did last year.
Wait, did you say you want more influencers?
Yeah, I want it to be a shit show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want
Like, believe me, like EA already has a very special place in my like mind, and it's definitely not a place of like this is a good company. Like I kind of just live to see them be this consumerist machine and then laugh at the people that buy like the Star Wars Battlefront 2s and the sports games because I'm an awful person. I will say though that the one franchise which might actually have some type of life back into it at all is Battlefield, and we're not even at E3 and we've already had like a fucking shit show when it comes to the new Battlefield.
Loot boxes incoming.
No, they're not going to do loot boxes.
They promise no loot boxes.
They're not going to do loot boxes because it's too much of a political issue with that. What I think is it's going to be the same thing with Battlefield 1. You're going to have a Battlefield game. It's going to be enjoyable. I liked Battlefield 1. I had fun in it. However, it was not a Battlefield game. Like it's gone so far from what makes a Battlefield game where you
we
have
all remember the Battlefields that we used to play.
Shut the fuck up! Shut up!
1944.
What was the name of the game?
Fuck you. I forgot it.
Wrong title.
42.
Wasn't that the shitty one that came out like recently?
Yeah, Battlefield 1942 was good.
No, not 42.
You talk about
There's like
43.
43. Yeah,
43.
had, like, two
43
maps.
was good. 43 I enjoyed it because it was basically saying, yes, there's still something there. There's still something there. If you made a game like this, it would still be enjoyable, but they didn't. That was made in a time between Bad Company 1 and Bad Company 2, where yeah, you had the Bad Company games which were still enjoyable. Like they were still
pretty good. Bad Company 2
I think that was one of their top games.
Bad Company 2 was one of their top ones. And the thing is, I came from a background where I hated Bad Company 1 because I felt they really stripped the core identity of Battlefield down. Where you didn't have these massive ships, you didn't have a lot of fun, like, massive battle type things going on.
And again, this is coming from a person who, me, who actually played and enjoyed Battlefield 2142 because I would just play with bots when I was a kid.
I did the same thing. Don't feel
They
bad.
just make a
That
bunch
was
of
one of my
bots.
favorite games.
Well, I
This
started.
fucking weird future one in the Ice Age or something.
I started with 1942, and that really got me into PC gaming. And I remember having like a real shitty computer that didn't have a graphics card, And I did so much research trying to get the game to run without a graphics card that I actually managed to make it happen. And so I would play it like that against bots until I actually got a graphics card, and then I started playing online and shit. But it's like, I fucking eat, breathed, and shit Battlefield 1942 at the time. And so when I started seeing the new, like Battlefield 2 when it came out, I thought it was awesome. Battlefield Vietnam before that, I thought it was great. But then when I saw it go to consoles, I started saying, wait a minute, okay, these are obviously stripped down versions of it. Like even the lesser known Battlefield 2 Modern Conflict or Modern Combat for the PS2, I felt like that still kept what was Battlefield, because you had these giant, massive like arenas, and you were just fucking just tanks everywhere, helicopters everywhere, and it was still trying to maintain that soul and soulless.
Do you think you're gonna buy it? So
Battlefield 5, I'm gonna have to wait, because it's the same thing I felt with Bad Company with Battlefield 1, where I'm like, this isn't Battlefield, and it's very obvious to me that it's just not trying to do anything other than be a shooter anymore.
I think it's kind of one of those games where it's like, if we can get 2 or 3 people in here to purchase it, like everyone else would maybe be on board. I feel like that's.
I think I might purchase. I'm not sure, but I think EA's learned from its mistakes from Battlefront 2.
I'm gonna wait, but a lot of people have been memeing the whole, oh, there's a woman. But what I'm looking at is just the vehicles aspect of it, what's going on. And you had this game where you had in the trailer, obviously these were allies, and they go into this building and they look out and they see allied tanks coming at them and they freak out. And I'm like, wait, what? And you had in Battlefield 1 where both sides had the same tanks, and those tanks were historically either British or German. They weren't available to both sides in wide numbers. So I feel like they're gonna do the same thing here as a pure cop-out, saying, fuck it, let's just make whatever is available.
Yeah.
Or they'll even go down the route, because based on what they saw from the characters, the customization is going to be a big thing. And there may be a thing where it's like, oh, you get to pick what tank you want on your side or whatever. Because we saw Tiger tanks, and it's like, if these guys were on the Allied side, why would they fight against, what were they, like Cromwells or some shit? And then at the same time, later on, we see Tiger tanks, and it was kind of this weird, like, I don't know what the fuck is going on in this trailer. And the fucking Cromwells were towing anti-air guns, and the anti-air guns were shooting in the air while being towed at high speed, and I'm like, this is fucking retarded.
I think we all agree that the historical aspect of this game is just...
I mean,
just thrown out.
We're talking about like a consumer product that's not.
Yeah, no, I don't completely mind the historical aspect of it, but the problem to me is that it's like, don't piss on my head and tell me it's World War One. I mean World War II or whatever.
Sure.
It's I just don't like that.
Do they go with the Germans are really advanced?
No, that's they didn't.
They got crazy technology.
No, they didn't do any alternate.
That's probably the oldest fucking World War II.
That's Bethesda. We'll talk about that.
Wait, no, I want to go going to World War II and how historical accuracy was like kind of a big thing for me. What killed the Medal of Honor experience for me, like the old school Medal of Honor, was how it started like going off the rails. Like you had
it was like the Germans had weird sci-fi technology.
Yeah, you had Medal of Honor. Was it Allied Assault? Not Allied Assault.
Airborne.
Those weird like Juggernaut guys who just come out like
isn't that what
come out spraying the fucking MG42s?
No, this was Medal of Honor. Yeah. This is Airborne Assault or whatever it was called, but it was like you had these like Juggernaut Nazis come out and they're like, they're super soldiers and they're wearing gas masks, and I'm like, what the fuck am I playing? The demo showed you jumping into Italy and fighting literally just in the Sicilian front. That was it. And then in the later missions, it starts getting so fucking off the rails, and I'm just like, this is fucking dumb. What the hell are they doing?
It's gonna be. Go ahead.
And so I feel like that's kind of what DICE is doing here.
Yeah. I mean, just closing thoughts on this entire thing is like, that franchise to me has never really meant much. Like I was in on like the Battlefield 3, I guess is kind of that's when I bought like my first Xbox was, back in 2011 or something, 10 maybe.
Oh yeah, I remember Battlefield 3 was good.
Right, and like that's the only experience I've ever had with like Battlefield games, but I do dabble with like military sims too, and so to me like it just never really was like a thing that stuck, I guess. I totally understand where you're coming from as like a longtime fan and how it's like, I know the word casualize gets buzzworded at this point.
Notice I didn't use that for this entire discussion. I didn't
Right.
Right. I'll say it for you. Like, it has become like this is a thing for the public these days.
Because at the same time, if you go back to 1942, it was casual experience. There was nothing hardcore about it.
Sure.
But there was like actual heart to it, where it's like, this is D-Day. You start off in a ship. The ship is manned by actual people. The boats taking you to the shore are manned by actual people, and you don't have that anymore. Everything is so like.
The Omaha map was really cool and
streamlined
original
is what I would say.
Yeah, that was one of the best maps.
Where you had the Midway map where everyone's on these ships, but then there's also planes, and then there's also people on the little shitty island. It was like there was an actual attempt for like the actual grand scale of a battlefield where everything is controlled by a person.
Right.
There is no like off-map thing that occurs.
Right. No, this is what I'll say. Just like the final thought for all of this. EA definitely makes games that make money. Like, they take the heart out of a lot of things, it feels like, when it comes to releases.
Yeah.
And I think Battlefield is like a very good example of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
Speaking of soulless companies that also take the heart out of everything that they touch, Microsoft.
What do
Man,
the Xbox.
Fucking Microsoft, I couldn't believe last year, literally they spent like 10 to 15 minutes talking about Minecraft, and not just Minecraft, but 4K Minecraft, which when I saw that, I was like, who asked for this?
Here's my counter argument, because I just watched the Microsoft stream. They spent 45 minutes straight on nothing but games. Like, and that maybe it like we'll have to see, I guess, come Sunday.
Counterpoint.
Yeah, pedal. We'll have to see come Monday, but like I honestly think that Microsoft keeps on
counterpoint.
I guess like bringing the games. Like I guess the one thing that we asked for in like E3 is like I want to see games, and I think Microsoft still does that.
I have a counterpoint.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, as a PC gamer, the one thing that always has me going to consoles, the only thing that keeps me going to consoles is exclusives. And I have a Forza limited edition Xbox because I like the Forza edition, and I thought for me that was worthy of a game seller. My biggest problem, the biggest problem I have with Microsoft right now, is they don't have exclusives. If I'm someone who is
Sea of Thieves.
Is that
it's on the PC.
That's why. Like everything they showed last year, with the exception of like one random game. This goes to our previous discussion we had last week on the podcast where I talked about Microsoft's APU, where you develop for one code and the APU automatically adjusts it for Xbox and PC. And I feel like that doesn't move consoles. And this leaves credence to last week's argument as well, but I feel like, me personally, I feel ripped off by Microsoft because I have the Xbox One and I enjoyed it. But they're not giving me anything to really fucking say, yeah, I prefer this over my PC. While as opposed to Sony, I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, you're fucking me over like these exclusives that you can easily put on the PC or whatever, or you're gonna put them on the PC a year later. But the point is, I have a reason to own this console.
Sure.
I want to add to that. I feel like most. I mean, to Microsoft's credit, they did talk about games, like 45 minutes straight about games last year, which I appreciate. But I feel like a lot of it was like not necessarily shovelware, because like not all of them were completely worthless or like.
It's more of the same.
Not fun.
All these big companies now.
It felt like a lot of the
next
games were
generation of last year.
I felt like a lot of the games were kind of soulless, or just like they felt like they were there just to be there. They weren't like anything new. It was nothing exciting. But yeah, I just feel like a lot of the games Microsoft like kind of shut out last year were just I don't know.
Sure, I get so like I love my Xbox. I bought an Xbox last November, and I love playing console games on that thing. Like, I think it's just a fun experience and like a fun box to have sitting under my TV. If only because like it also plays Spotify and YouTube and Hulu and HBO. Like, you know, it's a TV box for me. I think I'm more excited to see what possibilities Microsoft could pull out on Sunday than anything that potentially they could release. Because, like, what's the big release that Microsoft's got that's coming out?
Call of Duty.
Well, like
How
Call of
many
Duty, but
shots
that's like
do you
expected,
That's
right?
multi. That's
Yeah, I know.
multi-platform.
Like
That's the thing.
Crackdown?
I think
Gears
they
of
could.
War?
I think they could show it.
Multi-platform,
Forza?
multi-platform.
How many shots are you
Forza.
gonna take when they talk about the Gears of War movie?
Oh, actually, I got
Gears of War. Yeah.
Are we talking about rumors yet, or are we saving that for later?
You can talk about rumors.
Okay, because supposedly there's a rumor of a Gears of War Battle Royale.
Hell
Oh,
yeah!
really?
I mean, Gears of War is a husk
I-
of what it used to be,
I
anyways. So
do not
might
believe.
as well.
I don't believe in that in the slightest. But at the same time, it's like I can see Microsoft saying, you know what, fuck it, let's dig up this corpse
Yeah, why not?
And let's make it a battle royale game.
and let's make it a battle royale. Let's
Yeah,
make it.
Why not?
Let's make
Battle
it.
no,
royale
like,
is
seriously,
the new
like-
zombie survival.
Let's tart up this whore.
I am more
Can I
excited
say
to
that?
see what potentially Microsoft and the Xbox will do in this kind of like weird what are they gonna show us space than anything that could potentially be like I'm more excited to be like, what's the big surprise that's coming out, right? Like, are they gonna announce that my Xbox One S is now 144 hertz compatible on my TV?
Nope.
And like games are gonna be running at 60 FPS or like something ridiculous like that? You're right.
Nope.
I mean that's not gonna happen, but like, what can they do with this thing? Because
This
they
goes.
have like I own a PS4 also, and I prefer playing on my Xbox.
This. What the fuck was that? Who was that?
Huh?
Should I be worried?
No.
What happened?
Who just came?
Did not.
No,
I did
no,
not
no.
hear a single thing.
No.
All right, back on track.
Back on track. But I think what we're gonna see is Microsoft isn't gonna say like, oh, your old busted hardware is gonna be better. I think what we're gonna end up seeing is like, oh, Xbox One X did well. We're not gonna see it this year, but we're gonna probably see next year of another hardware iteration or some shit like that.
I don't know. That seems too soon still.
Oh, Microsoft VR for Xbox.
Yeah.
It's
Bring
not.
the Kinect back.
It's not. Oh my god! It's not gonna happen simply because Sony is saying that, oh, our sales aren't doing good. So I'm sure Microsoft knows that.
All right. So the big question, actually, do you think that Microsoft is gonna have some like fucking VR headset that gets announced this year,
No,
or has the ship sailed on VR?
I think Well, Microsoft is already developing the HoloLens, and I think they're gonna want to keep that separate.
So, but my counter argument is the tech is there. Like, we know that they've been developing VR. Is this the year that we see like, hey, the Microsoft Xbox,
If we do,
you know,
if we do,
VR thing is coming out?
if we do, it's gonna be VR Xbox One X only.
Sure.
I mean, yeah. What else could run VR?
Maybe the One S is a very like tight console, is what I will say. Like, it's not as powerful. It's more powerful than the original Xbox, but still not on the same level as the One X, I suppose. But I don't know.
I was actually shocked by how good the PlayStation VR was. Like, it's not great compared to either the Oculus or the Vive, but it was passable for sure. For like being connected to a PS4.
There may be something going on with PS4's VR because they just recently made a bundle sale. For $250, you get the VR, you get the 2 controllers, and then you get Skyrim VR.
Yeah,
Probably
that shit
not
doesn't sell.
selling very well.
No, VR still has yet to have something that is the the killer, right? Like, why am I playing this on VR when I can just play it on my
VR
console?
chat.
It's a very niche market.
VR chat is a niche ass thing that, like, yeah, it's hilarious and it's funny. It probably gets boring after a week.
I want. Here's my counterpoint to that. I have stock in Turtle Beach headsets. I bought the stock for about $2, and my stock is now valued at $20 each. And this is no. And the reason why this I'm getting somewhere. The reason why it's done that is specifically because of Fortnite. Fortnite is a free game.
Yeah.
And it sold fucking headsets for some random ass fucking headset company. You could have bought Corsair. You could have bought some cheap ass skull candy fucking shit. But no, they bought Turtle Beach and shit. So VR chat is something that's free. It's something that's stupid as fuck. But you have the fucking meme power that these fucking kids want.
I guess.
But you don't need VR for VR
I mean,
chat.
okay, to be fair, you're talking about the largest free-to-play game that has ever existed versus, like, still kind of a niche, very expensive thing.
A niche thing
I
that
understand what you're
trends.
saying, believe me.
Do you think more people play Fortnite than RuneScape?
Shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Or
What does that have to do
Why
with
is,
it?
our,
Maybe.
why is our special guest still here?
Or like World of Warcraft.
what about
or
League of
something.
Legends though?
Yeah, what about
Yeah,
League of
what do you
Legends?
think? I think more people probably play League of Legends than.
We're getting off track of Microsoft.
What the
probably.
fuck?
Anyways.
Alright, so closing thoughts on Microsoft.
Yeah, you guys been
This
talking
is
about
what-
Microsoft
this is what I
for
wanna
fucking
to-
ever. They're not having any games come out. Change the subject.
This is my closing thought on Microsoft. New Halo game. Yes?
No.
Yes,
No.
I agree.
Even
No?
if yes,
Halo
I
6?
don't care.
I
Never
agree.
come
Said
up.
they're
Question
working on
mark?
one. 343 already said they're working on one.
I'm not gonna buy an Xbox. Whatever.
I haven't heard anything from Microsoft. I do not know what they're
They're too
coming out
busy
with.
trying to fix Anthem.
What?
That game that's never coming out.
But that's EA.
That's EA.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think Microsoft has a good opportunity to maybe surprise us with something. And
Bungie
show us,
under EA.
They
now.
definitely could surprise us.
show us a bunch of things, and I don't know. I still feel like, you know how last year, or like last console gen, it was Xbox 360, very strong in the beginning, and then like momentum shifted come end of the lifespan. Like
It was very.
You're like-
It was way at the end though.
I kind of feel like we're starting to get towards that. Like I still feel like Microsoft
I
is
don't
gaining
agree.
steam. Okay, well we can
I-
talk about it when we get to Sony. How's
Okay.
that? We've got some.
You gotta talk through so many. Of these
All right.
fuckers.
How does everybody feel about Todd Howard though?
We're not talking about him. We already
I'm
talked
not
about
talking
him.
about
No, we're talking about Todd Howard. We're talking about Todd Howard because
Thank you.
Bethesda again this year is having a conference. Okay. There is
Better
a
be better than-
possibility for something Elder
No,
Scrolls.
no.
Well, Todd wasn't
I'm gonna,
there last year.
I'm gonna tell you.
No.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen.
No.
We're gonna see Fallout 76. We already talked about it last time. We're not fucking talking about Fallout 76 this time. We're gonna finally see the Skyrim card game, and that's it. We're done. Get the fuck out of here. Next. Square Enix.
Rage,
You
Rage
think
2.
that's it?
Rage 2.
Rage will be good.
Oh
No,
yeah,
no,
Rage.
no,
Rage 2 will
we've
be
got shit to
interesting.
talk about with Bethesda.
Rage 2 is interesting. Next,
Rage-
I don't want to talk about Bethesda. They don't deserve
I don't
they
care
don't
what
deserve
you
me to talk
want
about
right now.
them.
We spent a lot of time on Bethesda last time, so I don't want to talk
All
about
right,
Bethesda
I want
today.
5 minutes on Bethesda.
You're gay.
Here's what I...
0 minutes on
Good
Bethesda.
fucking rebuttal. Rage
Alright,
2.
moving on. Sony.
Rage 2 actually looks like kind of an interesting game.
We agree. Okay, we're done.
I think that there's a possibility for maybe a Wolfenstein DLC. Like a large-scale $30 Wolfenstein DLC. You don't think so?
It's so like ass. What are you talking about?
That game actually did not sell well, and I kind of know why, but I really enjoyed renting it.
It
For 2
not
days.
not because of the reason you think. We're not gonna go down that route because the reason why I think is because it was fucking mediocre. The original.
I would say it was better
The
than
first
mediocre.
the first fucking like reboot. Actually, well, not the first reboot, but this last one previous to this one, actually felt like there was good world building into it. And this one was like, okay, fuck the world building. It literally took a shit on the world building.
It was much more
And-
character-oriented, is what I would say.
It was fucking the most cliched character oriented I fucking ever saw. It was just not good. It was like these characters were not interesting. Not a single fucking person in there was interesting.
Sure. I guess. I don't know.
Rage 2. It's good.
I-
Alright.
The first one was shit. Rage 2 might be good. Let's go.
Okay, closing thoughts then on Bethesda, since I guess
Wait.
we're... Go ahead.
But Doom 2.
I don't think we're gonna get a Doom 2.
If
it
we do,
currently
I'll
is
come.
working on Rage.
I will
Only two
come.
things that I would be interested in would be Doom 2 or Elder Scrolls 6 Hammerfell.
Okay, so that's what I want
do
to.
not.
That's what I want to close this
That's all I
on,
care
since
about.
we kind of did talk a lot about Fallout 76. It's going to be something. I guess we're going to learn more come E3. But like, I am genuinely interested in two things. One, do you think that we're going to get a new Fallout, or no, sorry, a new Elder Scrolls game
I hope.
that isn't a spin-off like ESO?
No,
or
We're not
anything
gonna
like
get, but I hope we do.
Not this year.
that? Okay, but two, are you actually interested in
Yes.
potentially having?
I
a
am,
ESO?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
interested.
Even if
Okay,
it was even okay,
why?
even if it was the exact same as Skyrim, I'm a whore.
I don't want another Elder Scrolls,
I just,
to be honest.
If it's in a new setting, I'm willing to try it. I'm willing to give it another shot. I'm not expecting a whole lot out of it, but if it's a new Elder Scrolls game, I'll try it. Sure.
To be
I'm just a Bethesda whore. Like, I love the whole Fallout universe. I mean, I'm the same thing with Elder Scrolls. I'll pay another $60 and.
I mean, the thing
Complain
with
about it
Fallout,
later.
I didn't buy Fallout 4, and I pirated it. And I think I played it for like
oh,
an hour,
No.
and then
Dirty.
and
dirty
then I was
thief.
like, Yeah, I'm not gonna buy this game.
Best case scenario is we get an Elder Scrolls that's more like Oblivion, not exactly like Oblivion, but more like it. And worst case, we get something shittier than Skyrim, which I would.
That's impressive, honestly.
That would be
if they do
impressive because
worse-
Skyrim felt like it was the most bare minimum they could have done in that engine.
Yeah.
Because Oblivion.
I
Had
just
like,
wish they knew. I hope they use a new engine.
They're
I really
not.
hope they do.
They're not. They spent so much money on this, and they've been using the same engine since forever. At the most, we're going to see an engine that is an iteration of the
Creation engine.
Creation engine. That's right.
So
All right.
Okay, so actually, I do have one more point.
Me too.
It has something to do with
Oh, for
ESO.
fuck's sake.
Doesn't matter. Let's go.
You're right, it doesn't matter. Okay, so the one that I'm most excited about, because I'm a dumb weeaboo, Square Enix is coming back with a actual, probably 60-minute conference.
They got a lot of shit.
They got a lot of shit.
That means they got something.
They have
Maybe.
Final Fantasy VII,
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Not
and
coming
they have the Avengers game that they're making.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. They are.
What the fuck is going on with that?
I
What-
heard a
what
rumor
is that?
it was an Ultimate Alliance sort of reboot.
Ooh.
No fucking
I don't
way.
know if there's any validity to that.
I don't
even
believe
remember
that.
where I
So
heard it,
my question for that
but
is like, developed in-house or put
it's
out
by,
to
it's
Platinum?
by the studio that made the Deus Ex games, whichever one that was. Eidos Montreal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, they don't. Does Square Enix still own Eidos Montreal?
Yes.
I don't know, but they're working on the game.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Hitman 2. Hitman 2 got announced.
Not owned by
Too.
not owned by Square Enix anymore. But yes.
Whatever.
Never mind.
Fuck you then.
I mean,
What about Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
Crystal Dynamics does a pretty good job at what they do. I'm not really excited about
Okay.
another Tomb Raider game. I guess they just put out a movie. I
Shadow
don't
of the
think it did
Tomb
very
Raider.
well.
No, it did not. It basically went into theaters and just immediately came out.
I still was in this like surreal fucking brain haze when I saw this like trailer for the Tomb Raider movie, and then like slapped on the ending was like all the credits, and then it was like Square Enix, and I was like, am I high or like what the fuck is this? Is this another? What were those animated Final Fantasy movies? Is this another one of
Oh
those?
yeah.
Is that what's going on?
Advent
Are they
Children?
trying this again with me?
Is this Advent Children? Where they
Is this Advent
where they flanderize all the characters?
Exactly. Advent Children though.
Was it Advent
Totally.
Children when they flanderized Cloud's character?
I think
Maybe.
so.
I've never seen it.
I've seen Advent Children. It's
I'm
been
like
a
the one
while,
Final
though.
Fantasy fan that doesn't really give a shit about Final Fantasy VII, I guess.
Like, isn't he supposed to be like, just like he was originally supposed to be like some PTSD riddled ex-soldier?
Yeah, so the original, I have played through 7, but like the original like concept for Cloud's character was like he thought he was the hero, but he actually wasn't the hero.
Yeah.
But it wasn't kind of this thing that was shoehorned, that was like a cornerstone of his character development.
But
It's just like something you kind of found out like in the middle of the game.
Right.
and they flanderized him into some like emo bitch, which is hilarious because Final Fantasy VIII didn't do well, and that was literally who the character was. The main
It's like
character.
a classic Tetsuya Nomura, like adding fucking chains and belts to everything move.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying the Final Fantasy VIII character was shit, and I loved Final Fantasy VIII over 7.
I still haven't played 8.
I haven't played 8. I like 7. I played like a quarter of 9. It was
Okay.
alright.
So the big things I do want to talk about, because like Square Enix actually does have a lot of shit that we could cover, is this is maybe more for me and Jake, I guess, but like what are the chances? Yeah, it's like what are the chances that like we either get some type of near automata, either I don't think we're gonna do
Body
DLC,
pillow.
but like yeah, fucking wish.
Fucking Weebo.
But like something near related, or if not
Is
that,
that-
maybe something
Yoko
Yoko
Taro would
Taro
come out and
something.
say something. I don't think it would.
Can
be
Brian-
good.
I mean, honestly, like if it was just like 60 minutes of Yoko Taro just like talking, that would be totally fine by me.
He rolls around on the stage in his
Was
goofy
that-
mask.
He whips
Was that your game of last year? Ryan?
he whips out a body pillow from his
Nier Automata
pants.
was definitely my game of last year. By
'Cause I hear you
well,
talking
it was either
about
that
it
or
a
Persona
lot.
5. Like both of those were very close, but like
I have
still very good.
Persona 5 sitting on my shelf. I have never touched it yet.
And you
Go
should
play it, you fool.
So
Good.
like potentially there could be room for. I would love to see like Square Enix do like oh yeah, and one more thing, and then Yoko Taro just gets on stage and says like I've got a thing that's maybe coming in the next 5 years.
With
Like,
a stupid
people would
fucking
shit their
mask
pants.
on.
I feel like. Yeah, no, totally. Drakengard 4, right?
Shut up.
As maybe the one person that enjoyed Drakengard 3, I'd be okay with that.
Oh, by the way, I lied. Apparently, the Avengers game is Crystal Dynamics.
I think that still might be okay. I don't think Crystal Dynamics has put out a bad game.
Yeah, we'll end up making a Gex fucking reboot.
It's true. The big thing that I think is going to be on everybody's mind, I guess, for Square Enix is Kingdom Hearts 3, which supposedly is actually coming out this year.
I saw the Toy Story cutscenes and I don't like it. I do not like
Mike Wazowski. Unless Mike Wazowski is a playable character, I don't care.
What? No,
Is
no.
it good?
I don't like the voices. The voices were so fucking off for Woody and Buzz, and I'm just like,
Well, of course.
yeah, of course they're off, but it's
So
like,
yeah, they're not gonna get Tom Hanks and Tim Allen.
My nostalgia.
what are they poor? Use some
Put
of
the
that Final
Japanese-
Fantasy 14 money.
Put the Japanese... Yeah, Final Fantasy 14 money. Good joke. Put the Japanese voices on and throw on subtitles and you're fine.
Yo, I when we went to
Japanese
Disney
Woody?
World, I was reading everything in Japanese, and y'all know how to say Winnie the Pooh in Japanese?
How?
Please.
It's Pooh-san.
Busan!
Busan.
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 Pop that Pusan, pop that.
So,
Pusan,
is
pop
Kingdom
that.
Hearts 3...
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
We're going all in.
Funny joke.
Is it...
Fuck me.
Neat joke. Is Kingdom Hearts 3 gonna be a fuck you, you're still gonna buy a game?
Yes.
Like, I feel like...
It's gonna be
Oh,
good.
I don't care.
Right.
It's gonna,
Fuck
well,
you.
I
it's
don't
gonna be
care
as
what
good
you
as a
tell
Kingdom
me.
Hearts game. It's not gonna make any fucking sense, but we're gonna buy it.
I've never played Kingdom Hearts. So
Go play.
Really?
Go play
What
Birth
kind
by
of
Sleep,
weeb
and
were
that's
you?
it.
Neither have I.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't have a PS2 growing up. I got a PS2 like really late in its generation cycle, and I just never bought Kingdom Hearts.
I will say that I don't think Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2 kind of holds up. I don't really like the controls
I would
at
give
all.
you one. I think
Gummy
2 still holds
ships
up to
were
a
the
point.
best.
2, like, definitely still has its
Say
flaws.
gummy ships.
Yeah.
No,
Gummy
ships.
ship.
No, I was right. He's right.
No,
2 is,
yeah,
2 is
oh,
definitely
oh,
still like
you
a
heard him
very
right.
interesting game to play. There, if you have a PS4, I would recommend like seeing if you can get your hands on like the collection, one of the collections. For like
Yeah.
$30, like that's kind of a good deal. Like there's a lot of game there for $30, even though none of it is gonna make any sense.
I still need to get a PS4 because like PS4 definitely has the games, all the games I want to play anyways, but I just don't have one. Although I want to get a Switch first. I'll probably get a Switch before I get a PS4. Anyway, move on.
Okay, so last thing I want to say about Square Enix. What are the chances we get like a tease for a new Final Fantasy that isn't 7 Remake?
I'm
or,
gay.
Like, what's like the Final Fantasy like? Is it going to be Final Fantasy 16? Like, you think that's even a possibility?
Probably not. 15 just came out. Well, 15 came out like a year ago.
I really like Final Fantasy
I bet on
15.
a 15.
Yeah, God. We
Oh,
should just have, like, one of these weeks we're just going to have a Final Fantasy 15 cast, because I really enjoyed that game, too.
I really like it.
It was really fucking good.
I guess I should buy it. I guess I should buy it since it's on Steam.
You should. It is a technical wonder that game runs like butter on a lot of machines. It's very well optimized,
Really?
too.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
I would say if you got the money and if it goes on sale, definitely pick it up, because
Yeah, fuck it.
I know
I'll buy
Jake
it.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Redwolfo enjoyed it. It's a fun game. Okay, everyone's favorite Ubisoft. Hopefully we get some singing and dancing and then Aisha
Pirate
Taylor.
game.
I hope Aisha Taylor comes back.
Yeah, how
I'm
Girl is that? Girl
Gonna
World
be
is that?
honest with you, like I'm probably outside of like Microsoft, I'm excited for, and Square Enix. I'm kind of excited for another Ubisoft.
Rainbow Six
Like-
Siege 2.
I am too.
I want the pirate game.
I want fucking what's it called? Skull and Bones.
Pirates.
I want the Assassin's Creed Mario Odyssey crossover.
Yeah, where Mario says fuck.
Yeah, you
It's a
know.
related game.
It's an
Assassin's
edgy,
Creed
it's an edgy
Odyssey.
Mario.
Racist Mario.
Just make it.
Fuck you, Bowser.
So we know that there's an Assassin's Creed game coming out. Assassin's Creed
Odyssey.
Odyssey?
Honestly,
Mario Odyssey?
Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's called
Who's
Assassin's
played an
Creed
Assassin's
Odyssey.
Creed game since like Black Flag? Honestly.
There's
Yeah.
been an Assassin's Creed game since Assassin's Creed 2.
I've kind of been interested in playing the new one because I've heard it's a little bit different. So I'm maybe a little bit excited for this one. I might pick
It's
it
more
up.
of an RPG.
I
Sure.
will say the new Assassin's Creed, the story is pretty mediocre like all the other Assassin's Creed, but the environment is beautiful.
In the new Assassin's Creed,
graphics.
Thomas Edison's gonna put a light bulb in your ass.
You promise, Daddy?
Okay.
This is in
I'm buying
Greece.
it. Alright, buying it.
I'm buying it.
By day one.
pre-ordering.
New Watch Dogs, maybe? Like, I really like the direction of Watch Dogs too.
No.
No?
GTA, no.
What?
Well, they're
Poor
definitely
man.
announcing the
Oh,
different
yeah, it
Poor
might-
man's GTA.
It might be
Or Red
suicide.
GTA.
It might be suicide if they release anything close to Red Dead Redemption.
Sure.
I want to know about Division 2.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I want to talk about the Division 2 because
Yeah, no.
I'm genuinely excited for this game.
I am too. I was a fan of the concept for the first Division, but it did get boring really fast. I hope they learn from their mistakes this time. And
Well, if you played it recently, like the game got surprisingly good over the last like 2 years. Like it feels much more closer to the concept that was shown to us originally than what was released. And so like
The concept that was shown was like squads wandering New York City and fighting.
Yeah, well, like they implemented this area called the Dark Zone, which is very similar to what that was. It was kind of like this. We'll call it like a hardcore PvP VE where you would walk in with.
It was a gank zone though.
Yeah, but basically that was it. Was like you could run into other people and you could choose to not be hostile, or you could choose to try and kill them and take their loot. And the core concept was like you would go in to find loot that was better than what you had now, but the trade-off was if you die, you lose all this stuff, and in order to extract it, you need to like call down a helicopter,
and then you gotta wait.
And everybody in the area knows as soon as you call the helicopter.
Then they're gonna fuck you up.
And they might fuck you up. So like it's this like it does what PUBG does really good, which is create like a very tense atmosphere. But like it's an MMO. Like I'm genuinely excited for what this game could be. I don't know. It seems like it's fun, or at least like I've played it again like on the Division 1 again recently, and the changes that they've made are very exciting. But
from what I've heard, is it's supposed to be, according to Ubisoft, a full revival of the game.
That would be cool. Like I would like to see what this game could be. We've got Skull and Bones, which is pirate For Honor is what I guess I'm gonna call it.
Eh.
Cool. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, obviously. Closing thoughts on this one though. Beyond Good and Evil 2, are we gonna get more on that? You think maybe?
Yeah, probably. We got that teaser.
Yeah,
we got that teaser.
Which was
and
fucking great.
Maybe.
It was really cool.
I've never
cool
played
looking teaser.
I've never played Beyond Good and Evil 1, but I've heard very good things about it.
I kind of feel, I still feel, I said this last year, I feel it was an incredible cop-out with the direction they went with the story.
You think so?
I really think so. I think that not, like, leaving things open and having a, what was it, a prequel now?
No, I think it's after. I honestly don't know anything.
I thought it was a prequel. Well, assuming it's a prequel, assuming I'm correct with it, I felt like it was an incredible cop-out that they're not utilizing like recognizable characters from the right from the get-go.
Sure. I guess from what I've seen, like I'm excited for an action game, maybe like an action RPG game, kind of set in that setting, maybe a little bit. Like I think if they just did like a good open world game with all that stuff,
okay,
it might do well. I don't know.
Right, so
I think that's what we got to take away.
Back across the pond to Japan, land of the rising sun, land of Sony.
Is that where Sony's from? Sony is like the one. Sony's like the one actual like Japanese developer that I forget is Japanese, just because the studios that
they make
own,
a good VCR.
They actually, well, that's racist. I'm not gonna comment on that.
I like the VCR.
Anyway, so we actually already know
got
what
one.
Sony is gonna talk about, which is kind of a new play, which I'm also maybe okay with.
Spider-Man.
Yes, Spider-Man by
Last of Us
Spider-Man.
Which
Have you
we
heard
actually-
the rumor that the Spider-Man game is gonna open up like a whole Marvel like game universe?
Please fucking no.
There's gonna be other characters in it.
Oh man, they're gonna have Iron Man, and it's gonna actually be just Robert
Yeah,
Downey
Iron Man's
Jr.
in it.
crying in his fucking living room again.
I am
No, like,
excited
Iron
for
Man's
this.
supposed to be in it.
I am excited for the Spider-Man game because I really enjoyed Spider-Man 2, and I'm getting a lot of Spider-Man 2 vibes from
Yes,
this.
I agree.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I guess I'd like say what you want about it. I guess it's gonna be good. It's by Naughty Dog.
Who's excited for a new
No, it's
Tetris
not. It's not
game?
Naughty Dog.
It's
Insomnia.
an Insomniac.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
My bad. What did they make? Didn't they make like some?
Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, but didn't they make a trash game just before
Sunset
this?
Overdrive. And
No.
And there's a rumored Sunset Overdrive 2.
No, that was Neversoft.
That was Neversoft. I think.
It
No,
was,
let me-
yes. It was Neversoft because I remember thinking, wow, this plays like a fucking skateboarding game, and then seeing who developed it.
Oh, I just googled and the first name
No,
comes
it's
up is Insomniac Games.
Well, I'm
It
gay.
is, yeah. They have
Yeah.
Sunset Overdrive.
You got wrecked. Son.
I got wrecked hard.
Alright, prediction. Hideo Kojima comes onto stage and plays a demo of Death Stranding.
It's just another cutscene. No actual gameplay. We wait for another year.
Okay,
rinse and
this
repeat.
might be a dumb hot take, but I'm actually kind of worried for this game.
I'm not.
Like it's suffering from it's gonna get overhyped.
I'm not. People hated MGS4, but I loved MGS4. If we get more MGS4, I'm good.
But is it gonna
Yeah.
be like MGS5 again, where we kind of look at it with this like it's a Kojima product. It's gonna be great, and then we look back at it 2 years later and we go,
That was the same.
Average.
That was the same thing that happened with MGS4, but MGS4 was something that I still liked, and I think MGS5 main thing that it suffered from was Konami.
I guess I
still like
I
MGS5
worry
regardless
about
of how bad or how subpar it was relative to other titles.
I
still
worry,
liked it.
I worry about expectations being set through the roof and not being able to follow through.
Well, I'm
Is all
excited
I'll
for a
say.
Metal Gear Solid 3 remake.
It's not fucking happening. Although I did hear that Konami is here and like going to be showing something off.
Are you worried?
When?
I'm not worried.
Are you worried Papa Code might be right?
I mean, if we got a MGS3 remake,
Stop.
that would be fantastic. But I don't see that happening.
Stop dinging.
Stop playing Mario.
Yeah, we're not talking about
video
Nintendo yet.
games.
Nintendo's
Bing
next.
Bing Wahoo is next. There is a few more things. Ghosts of... Jake, you're gonna have to help me with this.
Tsushima.
Oh my god, are we still
I don't
Tsushima
know.
they're
Come
talking
on.
about.
Like sushi? Easy.
It's... I pulled up something on it because I forgot that this was
Tsushima.
a thing. Yeah, Tsushima. I forgot this was a thing. It's by Sucker Punch.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Is it Sneaky?
What do they do?
Infamous.
Infamous
Oh, okay.
and Sly
Sly
Cooper.
Cooper.
Infamous
Yeah.
was good.
So is it gonna be like an open world? Fucking sorry, what is it? An open world like
Doesn't have to be open world. Sly Cooper wasn't
sneaky kind of? Yeah. I mean, the direction of Sly Cooper was kind of like you were put in these big zones and
You stealth
right
through it.
You kind of, well, not like stealth through, but like you're put in big zones and you're told to do things, and so I'm kind of expecting this to be a little bit like this, but honestly, we know nothing about it other than it's set in kind of like feudal Japan. It looks like there's samurais. I might be kind of excited about this.
Yeah, they'll probably talk about that.
I hope they do. Like, I want to see some gameplay for this because I'm actually interested.
Actually, I
more
would be surprised if that's their show closer, because that just kind of seems like something that we haven't seen gameplay of yet, and it's a developer with a proven track record.
Sure. I think the big thing that's on everyone's mind right now is The Last of Us Part 2, which also is something that we've had teased for 2.5 years, but haven't seen anything other than a very, very short teaser, a kind of longer teaser that people got butthurt about with, I don't know. And now this, where Neil Druckmann on Twitter has been like, I'm really nervous about us showing The Last of Us Part 2.
So what was that other zombie game that they showed off last year?
Yeah, that
Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Yeah.
That got like a release date, like this.
Yeah.
week. I don't. Yeah, my guess is that they are being very, very adamant about not talking about that game around The Last of Us.
Yeah, that's my prediction as well. Either it's gonna be separated by a couple of trailers, or just like maybe even a skip and wait for Tokyo Game Show or some shit like that.
The Last of Us?
No, the other one.
Oh,
The Last of Us has a lot of muscle, but Days Gone has it's a tech demo at this point.
I honestly don't know what to expect from this. Like, I enjoyed, I guess, The Last of Us, the first one, but I don't know if they're going to be able to recreate a lot of the magic of the first one. I mean, if they go with kind of the same...
Who developed it?
Naughty Dog.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
If they go...
I'll buy
right, no,
Last of Us 2 day one, for sure.
I mean, I will too. I guess, like, I might be in the minority here, but, like, I think that The Last of Us, the first one was a very good game, but, like, I feel like it got a lot more credit than it deserved. Maybe I'm gonna get people mad at me for saying that, but...
I mean, the stealth was really bad. That's the only problem it had.
I would say that the gameplay is passable at best. But that's not what you're playing that game for, I suppose.
No, I mean, like, really just the stealth sections are bad because there is that whole thing with the AI where it would just kind of run and stomp around and not get caught.
Yeah. I mean, like, thinking back to it, like, you definitely play that game for the atmosphere, story, music, more so than you're playing for the great gunplay, I guess. I mean, it's
you
a
pay
good
for Ellen. You don't pay for Ellen Page, dude.
Yeah, I don't get for Ellen Page to get
No,
mad.
it's Dakota Johnson.
It's low rent
Yeah.
Ellen Page.
Actually, yeah, like definitely looks more like Dakota Johnson than Ellen Page by a mile.
Yeah, let's
I
not
don't know.
pretend Ellen Page is a super original fucking type of person. Like,
Yeah, I could be a cute girl with flat chest too.
You already are.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. Sony doesn't necessarily like. I'm not really excited. Like I'll watch it obviously, but I think that Sony is the least excited. Like I'm at least excited for Sony right now.
I'm just pretty excited for Spider-Man. I'm gonna be honest. I want another Spider-Man too.
Yeah, I think I'll be more excited for that game when it actually comes out.
You're right.
Like when I get my hands on it, because like right now from what they've shown me, it's like okay, yes, I understand. This is
Also-
a fun Spider-Man game.
I know we moved on from it, but I'm backpedaling a little bit, and I just saw that apparently Just Cause 4 got leaked, so I guess that goes back to Square Enix
Yeah,
again.
Just Cause 4 got leaked actually today.
Oh
like,
yeah,
when we're
I
recording
saw
this.
that and I said that and I never brought it up.
Yeah, because
Totally
I
forgot.
feel like Just Cause is kind of irrelevant.
It
at this
is.
point.
Honestly, no. Just Cause 3, I had
This
a lot
one's
of
gonna
fun
be
with
in
it.
the desert.
Exactly.
What? It was like forests and shit.
I guess like if they make it multiplayer out of the box, that'd be way more fun than anything that's going to be in the
I don't
game.
think they will because that modding team was allowed to make Just Cause 3 modding right away for PC. Like
Did they ever make it?
They did. No, yeah, it's out there already.
So this is way backpedaling, but talking about Just Cause 4 kind of triggered this in my brain. Remember when Criterion came up on Microsoft stage and said like, "Hey, you like Burnout? What about Burnout with more types of vehicles?"
I don't remember.
Like
that.
Burnout
You guys remember
Paradise?
that? No. Not
I don't
Motorstorm.
They basically were like, "Hey,
You talking about Motorstorm?
no, not
No.
Motorstorm." Like Criterion was like, "You guys love this. Well, we've been playing around with some concepts, and it's like Burnout, but you get to be on a
they
jet
jumped,
ski."
They did that they like. Yeah, they jumped out of a helicopter and landed on an ATV and then drove down the mountain and then the video ended and the guy was like, "Yeah, we don't know what this game's actually gonna be about."
And
but
then nothing else happened, and then they fucking re-released.
that's EA.
Paradise.
Criterion's EA.
That's right. Okay. Anyways, something about fucking.
Let's go to the next people. Our other
The most
Alright.
important thing about E3, because fuck everyone else, is Nintendo and their 1 hour and 15-minute Nintendo Direct.
Hi, I'm a Nintendo, and I want to bring you Cardboard 2.
Quit being so racist.
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually talked about Labo, but like a new Labo thing. I mean, that thing
More
sold like
Labo.
fucking
No,
hotcakes.
no, it didn't, Bennek. It was they were having issues with the sales, and I already saw reports about it. But
Okay, I'm gonna need you to post those in the comments right now.
I'm gonna need you to shut up. And this is a counterpoint. Nintendo has never, ever had a good track record with supporting peripherals.
You're absolutely right.
He has
I
a
don't know.
point, yeah.
I don't know if I count this as a peripheral though. This seems like a weird thing. That
You didn't
made
have
a
the
lot of
Wii
money.
Fit code?
I have the Wii Fit.
You didn't?
I'm not saying like
I
any
moved
more
my
support
fat
for.
body around. I like the Wii Fit. I really did.
He's
I'm
just
not-
never used it.
No, I did. I used it for a couple of years actually. I liked it. The yoga aspects of it, I thought it was real nice how it was actually trying to correct your stances and shit. And it really tells you how much of a gimp you are. Oh, I started hurting. I'm fat, man.
happened?
I'm fat, man.
What happened?
Food tastes too good.
I'm not saying that any more support is going to come to the current Labo setup. I'm just saying that like, what are the chances that we see more of this in E3?
I don't.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
I think
Labo was the,
because Labo had like a lot of stuff that was very open-ended software, where it's like make your own shit. So I think it's kind of like a one and done. Like the second they have it out there, they don't need to put anything else out.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know.
Smash Bros.
We got Smash Bros, which
We
is
got Smash Bros,
I
guys.
honestly think
Ridley.
there's going to be a new Smash Bros. game.
Ridley.
And they're gonna
That's
talk.
fine.
Don't think that they're going to put Ridley.
I'm
in.
sorry,
Yes, they
Ben,
are.
but they're
Mark
gonna
my
talk
words.
about Pokemon.
Oi.
Gonna talk
We already,
about
no, we're not
Pokemon.
talking about
we-
Pokemon. We already talked about Pokemon.
We already talked about it.
We had an
And
attack.
Top five.
We're not gonna talk about Pokemon. But
We
Nintendo's
talked about
gonna
Pokemon. If you're interested, go skip to like halfway through the last podcast where we talked about me getting mad at Pokemon for like.
Pop that Pokemon.
Smash Bros. honestly think is going to be a new game. I don't think it's going to be a re-release of the Wii U Wii version, unless
Nah,
they
they
try
would have
this
let
weird.
everybody down by now.
I really don't think that's
I
the case.
fucking hope not.
I thought it originally was because they announced it a while back, right? Or do they already have one?
It was like back in February, maybe.
Okay.
There was this 30-second teaser where they had the Splatoon kids playing Splatoon, and
That's
then the Smash
right.
thing
Yeah,
came
you
out.
were teased
And
Splatoon
then-
3, but it's Smash
Right.
5.
And then they were very, very, very purposeful in saying that this is Smash for the Nintendo Switch. Like they haven't said like, oh, what's it gonna be? Is this gonna be the same game? Is it gonna be?
And
No, they were very
we're
adamant.
never gonna
saying,
know
like,
if
we
it's
don't
a
know what
sequel.
it is.
We're never gonna know if it's a sequel because Nintendo's been pretty bad about just like naming things properly.
It's true. We actually
It's
don't know
it's
what
it's
the fuck this thing's
video
gonna be.
game subtitle.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a new quote unquote Smash game.
Well,
and
how
they're just
long
gonna
did
call
it take from the last one? It was 2008 till 2012, 2013.
Brawl probably came out. Yeah, no, 2008 to maybe 2014. So 8 years, 6 years, 16, 17. I don't know. Either that or it's gonna be like an enhanced port where like this is the new way to play the Smash game.
I think
And
enhanced
it's got
port is
new
probably.
characters.
I think enhanced port is what we're probably gonna get.
I
The
guess.
UI may be changed to hide that fact, but I think overall that's what we're gonna get.
I honestly don't see them necessarily putting out a new. I guess the more I think about it, the more I say like I don't think it's.
What if they do that where it's just an enhanced port with balancing because esports needs to get the fuck away from Melee?
Well, I have very limited knowledge on Smash 4 esports other than Bayonetta is fucking broken right now.
She is broken.
She's like to the point where like locals are banning her and banning anyone from playing her. And so I guess every time we talk about fucking Evo or fighting games, we always talk about how Smash really shouldn't be a professional fighting game just be for the only fact that it's not built that way.
It's a fighting game though.
I say fighting game with like the fattest grain of salt.
No, it's a fighting game. I mean, Street Fighter 2 was a fighting game.
That's true. And there's more mechanics in Smash than there is in Street Fighter 2. So it's a fighting game.
Either way, I'm sure we'll get into this in a different podcast.
I'm
We should go into
100% sure we will spend an entire episode talking about Smash Brothers.
It'll be part
I mean,
of the-
outside of that though, like I guess we have Metroid 4.
Who cares?
Oh yeah,
Metroid 4.
Metroid 4 and
Dude, I love
is there a new
Metroid
Prime game too,
Yes,
or is it
Metroid
just
Prime.
Prime 4, not developed by Retro.
interesting?
I don't know. They left us that teaser and said like, "Hey, something's coming, maybe." Wink, wink. Tease, tease.
I'm sure we're gonna
Metroid
see something.
M2.
Okay.
The other M2 by Team Ninja, making a shitload of money.
I'm
Other than
looking
that,
forward to new
By
Metroid.
there
Yoko
was like
Taro.
that. There was that release. Let's see if I can find it. With like that leak of like other Nintendo E3 2018 leak. Let's see if I can pull it up.
Maybe we'll get Animal Crossing for the Switch.
Oh God, I wish, or at least like a teaser for that.
Anything.
Honestly, yeah, that'd be a system seller for me.
I think so too.
I love Animal Crossing. It's weird, you know? It's just nice. It's
It's
relaxing.
just it's a wholesome game that makes me want to go to church and play it there.
Exactly.
True. Just wanna hang out with my animal friends.
Pray to God for cleansing you, just cleanse your
See,
sins.
it's pushing me
Dear
towards.
God, get this fucking raccoon off my property.
It's pushing me towards a V
Say that.
post, and I don't know how I feel about that. I saw a lot of indie titles. We know that Fortnite is coming, which I think is gonna fucking sell like hotcakes.
I am ready for
Yeah.
my stock to go up.
I don't see any reason why that would not sell like fucking crazy.
People are going to be playing Fortnite everywhere with the Switch.
I mean, it's free and you can take it wherever.
Is the
right?
Switch even worth it?
Yes.
Oh fuck yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah, it's been worth it for a
I
while.
love the Switch.
The meme right now is like, why is there a Switch version? But honestly, if I could get most games on the Switch, that'd be fine by me.
If only,
Which
if
is
only,
Dark Souls, no?
Yeah, Dark Souls, perfect example.
only because Nintendo is like, because of the Switch, they've maintained the whole couch gamer type thing. Because it's like no other system right now allows you to play multiplayer on the couch with like more than one people.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I mean, that piece of hardware is a good piece of hardware. If only because you can play Zelda and Mario on it. And now Smash. And maybe Diablo 3. Sure.
All right.
That's it. Like, that's honestly, like, I guess we don't know anything else about Nintendo, so...
Yeah.
Paper Mario's in my dreams.
Shut up.
That's
real
in my
one.
dreams, too.
A real one.
Never fucking
And
happened.
it's gonna stay there.
I guess.
It's gonna stay there.
Miyamoto, please.
All right,
It's gonna be an E3. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm a little bit less excited than I have been in the past, but...
I don't know. I'm looking forward to this E3.
I
have
always
high
look forward
hopes.
to E3.
I mean, I always look forward to it, too. But,
Hi
like,
ho, hi ho, hi John.
Even
it's
if I
off
don't
to
see,
E3 we go. I know.
even if
we'll
I
have
don't see
thoughts-
anything good.
We'll have thoughts
I'll
next
stop.
week. I'm 100% sure.
All right,
Like,
Yeah.
all right, closing thoughts.
how gay.
Anyone?
E3. Let's go.
I can't wait to be disappointed.
I can't
Yeah,
wait.
me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Another year.
I can't wait to
I
be
can't wait.
perpetually mad.
I don't think about anything. I just know that nothing is gonna be good.
That's true. If it's
And-
gonna be bad, I'm gonna be disappointed, and that's.
I want release dates
That's
and
true.
I want gameplay. I don't
If
want to
there-
see
if there's
more
one thing we can be
fucking
sure
rendered
about.
trailers.
There's one thing we can be sure
You don't
about.
want to
is we're
hear
gonna be
about
angry.
the influencers?
Can't wait to see skits.
Yeah, I can't wait to see skits.
We'll get it next time.
Okay, next time.
Bro
Next time I'm
fist.
ready. Next time.
Fortnite.
Bro fist.
Nintendo Switch.
All right, folks, that's it. Thanks for joining us.
What about
We will see you all
stream?
next week.
Good night.
Stay
And
tuned
remember-
for
Good night.
Fortnite for Nintendo Switch.
And remember,
Wow.
keep popping that